What is up, everybody? What's going on? Happy Thursday night. Welcome back to yet another Ooh Ladies First panel. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. You could be anywhere, but you chose to be here with us, and we appreciate you guys. How are you ladies doing on this wonderful Thursday night? How is everybody feeling? How's the week been?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
I'm excited for a long weekend. Juneteenth. I'm off one day.
Oh, that's what's up. Hopefully you don't get none of this weird ass weather that we got over here. 1 minute it's burning up, it's hot as hell, it's humid, and then all of a sudden it starts raining, pouring down all over the place, storming, and then the sun is back out right afterwards. So
it's just been a desert. It's just been straight hot.
Just a desert.
It's been hot as fuck here. It's been hot. It's been hot for no reason. I've been sick for no reason. Back to work for no reason, which is ghetto. It's been
not back to work for no reason.
Working is so ghetto. It's so
the ghetto. Why refrigerator? Shoot.
I've been off work for the past month, and I'm like, I don't know why I go back. I should have stayed.
No, I feel you. Yeah. Feels very awkward.
It's always hot here. It's always ass hot. It's always monkey pussy hot. It's always humid. You're always sweating. Yeah.
But congratulations,
everyone.
But is it hotter there now than it usually is, or no?
No.
Because I guess hotter here now than it usually is in June.
It's hell in New Orleans. Like, I want y'all to understand. Like, the steam that comes off your body when you walk out into the world and in the sun. Listen,
I see why you cut your hair.
Right.
I was thinking about getting some damn locks. I was like, I gotta get some.
See, it's not like that. That's weird. That's how it is here now. We not used to that. Like that's like our July. That's our July weather. That on June is like so it was weird for that to be here now already in June.
Right. Interesting. That's crazy. I definitely wouldn't be expecting that up north that is burning up like that. But we hate to hear it. Well, maybe it'll get a little more hot with this Mary F. Kill. I don't know. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. You see how it goes? That's exactly how the weather is. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute is good. 1 minute is just it's okay.
What happened? Wait, what?
So I told him it may get a little more hot with the next Mary F. Kill. So then when I dropped this, Necey said, "Oh man, okay, all right."
Oh God!
Listen, I was caught up on a new graphic that I had not seen. That's what I was caught up on.
I was excited because I saw Usher's nose in the graphic, and I was like, once you said hi, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be lit." And then you put.
I'm excited about this because I had my first wet dream to Damon Wayans. So there's that.
Girl, what? Are you serious?
Don't worry about it. It was at Chuck E. Cheese and whatever. Look, whatever. Damon was cute back in the day. Go to hell.
No, it's the Chuck E. Cheese for me.
Right. That's
with the wet dream.
You know how they have like those like the little tunnel things that you climb through? That's what we were in. I don't know. I can't explain it. Y'all just
you told this story before.
I have. That's how you know it's true.
But I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, it was Damon.
It was Damon. Oh wow, my goodness. Well, we have a few comedians here. We have Damon Wayans, Mr. Martin Lawrence, and Jamie Foxx. I'm gonna go last. I'll let you ladies make a decision on who you'd like to, marry, F, and kill.
I'll take a stab at the 3X. This is stupid. I feel like off rip I would kill Martin Lawrence because I can't see me being married to him and having good sex and having a good marriage. So that's the only reason I would kill him, even though I love Martin. However, I feel like for some reason, I think I will fuck Jamie and marry Damon because I've never heard anything like problematic about him over the years. But I think his wife is happy and his kids seem stable-ish. And I feel like he may have good dick too, and I could not marry Jamie because Jamie don't like black women.
Oh, help
I
me.
would marry Damon. I would fuck Jamie, and I would have to kill Martin because he's the last one left.
Marty Ma. I would marry Martin. I think he would make me laugh the longest. Smash Jamie. I thought about marrying him, but I know he ain't gonna keep me long. Like Jay Lee said, he don't keep none of them long, really. And I would kill the Wayans.
So for me, so I agree. Oh, this is kind of hard because you know what, Martin, when he was younger, I feel like it's different. Martin older, I don't know. Like the fact that you seem like two totally different people is perplexing to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what Jay Lee said she would do, and I'm gonna kill you, and it's gonna hurt my heart. But I don't know. I don't know if I can trust you, nigga. And then the way you used to embarrass Gina, and then you know, every light-skinned woman that you be with look the same. There's just way too many things in there that make me worry. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna kill him. And I'm gonna marry Damon because Damon makes me feel like he would be a good parental. Like he look like he'd be a good co-parent. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is whip him with the pussy and he'd be okay. Jamie, on the other hand, Jamie look like he's just strong. So like y'all said, you fuck Jamie. You fuck Jamie. Jamie wears your ass out, sings you a song, maybe makes you a sandwich, and you're going about your way. You don't hold on to it.
He probably make good sandwiches.
You right? Don't you think that? Like he seems like he would be really good in the kitchen.
Yep.
Oh my! Well,
a dick in a deal. A dick in a deal. Dill pickle, that is. Dill pickle.
Well, I'm more on
mouth water.
Oh, I don't know.
Like that pickle, and then I'm sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm more with Necey on this. I would marry Martin. I think we would be, kind of goofballs a little bit. I think we would have a great time in the marriage. Jamie, I would definitely smash for sure. I feel like he has the stamina out of all of the guys to be able to keep up. So I would definitely smash Jamie. And like y'all said, he definitely ain't gonna keep me around long, girl. And then Damon would have to go. He would have to go. Didn't Damon date the white woman from the game, or was that his brother? Keenan.
That was Keenan.
That was his brother.
That was Keenan. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Damon like black.
Yeah. That would be cute though if it was a Jamie Foxx and Jamie Foxx.
Oh wow!
If you would have married him, two Jamies, Jamie and Jamie Foxx.
Oh, you know he ain't gonna marry me.
Just for that,
I would take him up on it. Huh? Marry me, Jamie.
Marry me.
You're very sing.
Oh Jesus! Come on, Jamie.
Come on. All right, y'all. I got another set for y'all before we move on. Real quick, like these are phases. Mr. Tupac.
Oh, okay. I like this.
Which one? Would you want to marry the poetic one and then smash the above the rim one and maybe kill the juice one? Like
absolutely. That is the exact order in which that would happen.
Without a doubt. One of these movies.
That is upsetting.
You ain't seen none of them, but which one you have?
I only seen one. I only seen Poetic Justice.
You want to fuck Tupac in Above the Rim. It was a lot of aggression and walking around with dogs and jeans that look heavy. So yeah, I definitely will fuck Tupac from Above the Rim, marry Poetic Justice him, and then just put the pussy on him. And then Juice, I would kill that nigga in his sleep.
See, I didn't want to kill Juice. I didn't want to kill Bishop until was the when he shot. I can't think of them. It may have been when he said, I don't give a fuck. I was like, maybe that's when he went too far for me because he was beefing with Q.
So what are we saying exactly here? Because you like, I don't feel like that. And then you like, but then I would have to kill him.
Because at some point in that movie, I liked him and would have fucked that part of him. But like as the movie progressed, I'm like, nah,
so worrisome,
I can't.
That's so worrisome.
No, in the beginning, before we knew who he was, before
He
he's
was so
like
crazy.
bad out. I'm crazy too, so I need crazy to offset
Not
my
like
crazy.
that, J. Lee. That nigga.
That's why once he showed who he was, I'm like, I
stare.
can't do that.
That
That's too
stare
far.
and that straight neck use was very, very scary for me
Like
throughout that whole movie.
No, the first 20 minutes, I'm like, I love Tupac, but then like 21 minutes in, I'm like,
It's not 21 minutes.
I can't do that. So I was still, you know what I'm saying? Fuck above the rim, Tupac. Of course, I think everyone will marry Tupac and Poetic Justice, and because you know who he ended up being in the end, Juice Tupac,
Lil Lucky.
I'm
Tupac,
gonna agree with what y'all said.
Marrying Lil Lucky.
That's because you ain't seen two of the movies. You don't have a choice.
I'm gonna agree with what y'all said. Okay,
You gotta watch Juice tomorrow, Necey.
Is that on Amazon?
Yeah.
I would watch.
it.
Nah, I would watch Above the Rim first, because like Juice is like you're gonna feel away when you watch that. So if you don't want to,
But that's why I feel like she should watch Juice first, because I feel like he may redeem himself in Above the Rim.
Okay.
I mean, I pretty much I know I have an idea of what happened in Juice. So I already know what's gonna happen there.
What's your idea that you think happened?
I remember seeing like scenes of like something in a convenience store. Tupac crossed somebody and somebody gets shot and died.
Go watch.
Just go watch it.
Nah, go watch, girl.
I remember seeing scenes and Tupac cross the store.
I don't know. I just know he basically gonna switch.
Everybody.
You gotta watch it. You will like it. Though.
Listen, but I'm glad somebody said that about Above the Rim was sexy. It was, because I feel like this is like the point in time where everybody has money in this movie. Like as people, everybody in this movie has money at this point. Like Dwayne, Marlon, Leon, Tupac, all of them have money at this moment when this movie comes out. So whenever you have money in real life, if you playing just like a regular dude, you look like you got money. You know what I'm saying? Like if everybody's moisturized, everybody's clothes are really expensive and shit. Like it was just a good movie for all of the men's that was in it. I give those men's 2 snaps and a twist.
Yeah, I would have to marry Poetic Justice. He has some charmingness about him, and you know, he make you laugh a little bit. So I think that was definitely marriage worthy. In comparison, I would smash Above the Rim. It was something about him that was just so sexy. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, the bandana at the top, like, oh, what's working down at the bottom? So definitely would have smashed that. And Juice, I could not trust that mother.
Not even at all.
I just Yeah, he would have to. Stab.
Kill.
He look. Speaking of stab. But yeah, he would have had to go. He would have had to go. So there's that for the marry, F, and kill. We're about to go ahead and move on, guys, because
wait.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Let me rewind.
I hate to interrupt, but I'm laughing because somebody said something in the comments that made me feel like Necey might have been thinking about Menace to Society.
That's what I was just laughing at.
Barry.
I swear, none of people in the same movie.
Girl, where is the comment?
It was back to back. I was just sitting here dying.
Necey got me thinking about Lorenz Tate at the liquor store.
Oh wow, Necey.
What you say about my mama? But no, you know what she thinking about? She probably I'm thinking about Don't Be a Menace while drinking a juice in the hood. So not even.
Girl, that is worse.
Did you see Tupac, Necey?
Did I see which one?
Did somebody have braids
in the store?
I don't remember, y'all. Let's move on.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I remember. Yeah, I don't think they was in a store. I think they were outside, but in.
I remember somebody being at a register.
I'm thinking about Juice.
She is absolutely thinking about Menace to Society.
And Juice, it was all of them in the store for a quick second. But in Menace, it was them watching a video of them robbing the store and killing the dude.
Which one is the movie with Kane and Jada Pinkett Smith?
Oh Lord, Menace to Society is all we watch.
Oh, that's probably what I'm thinking of.
Lord.
Oh wow. Well,
Well,
It's okay.
Necey
It
has
is okay.
homework with Juneteenth.
y'all
Okay,
don't
Don't
stick beside me.
Black people move.
Her and Ted gonna have a
DTR.
great weekend binge
We're
watching.
absolutely gonna
No,
stick
that's the
beside you.
issue. He won't watch them because he be annoyed that I ain't seen them before. So he don't want to
Look,
watch
hey,
them.
tell him to death
Not
do y'all
Ted being
part.
upset.
If part of marriage vows is watching the hood movies and my wife ain't watch it, and he has to fulfill his husbandly TV
Duties.
movie duties.
And we all agree.
Right. Period.
Period.
Okay.
Nah, let's switch over. All right, you guys. All right. I know it's giving bland, but we're going to talk real quickly. The Tony Awards was this past weekend. And it's really interesting to see the attire of the people that went to the Tony Awards. I feel like all the other award shows, they be like more glamorous or like over the top. But for this one, it seems like they kept it very simple. We have Vanessa Hodges. We also have Danielle Brooks. I think that's her last name, Brooks. And then we also have Jennifer Hudson. Listen, guys, I'm not tripping too much off of Jennifer's outfit. I feel like it's the hair that's slicked back. I feel like she could have done like a updo or something. It's definitely plain Jane, but because it is, I just felt like she probably could have had her hair up or something. Meanwhile, I actually like Danielle's hair and I love her shoes, but I was not crazy about this dress and the silver belt. I did not like it at all. But for Vanessa, I thought that was giving simple and gorge for sure. It looks like she got a little bun at the top. She got her stockings with her open toe. I thought Vanessa looked really good. What are you all's thoughts?
I'm looking up Danielle's outfit because I think when I saw it in other angles, I loved it.
Mhm.
But I think people don't realize that some dresses don't photograph well. This dress is not photographed well because it looked like it's too short, but also too long. Like it's just blowing, but it's not. It's weird. But I like the idea of what she did. Because it's different. So I like that. You know, it's different. For Vanessa, I feel like it's typical white woman. Is she white?
Yeah, not typical white. I'm not sure.
White. I think she's Hispanic. What?
She's
White?
a woman of no color. We'll
She's
call her
white.
that.
So
typical-
Shout out to
it don't
Cindy and
matter.
It's typical woman of her color, race, religion, situationship. It looks fine. It looks normal. And then for Jennifer to me has always been caught in between a usher board head, usher board lady, and then someone's auntie about to turn like 45. I never know what she going for. It always looks older, but not old, but not young. And I don't know who style her. I want her to have a whole new style because I don't like it at all. Like it just, it's not a bad look at all. But I feel like it is. How old is Jennifer? Does she not like? I think she our
I
age?
feel like she got to be in her 30s. I feel like she's not old.
Is she?
Yeah, I feel like she was really young on American Idol. I'm thinking way back then.
Because I feel like she doesn't dress.
She 40.
She's 40. She don't dress like she's 40. Because 40 is really 30 these days. So she should be dressing younger and not like like teenager young. But I think like this Meryl Streep could wear this dress. I don't think she should wear this dress. She looks great anyway. She looks amazing, but it do look real bland. Like the hair look bland, the makeup look bland. Like she blends into the backdrop. And I want her to like stand out. Like Danielle stands out. It's a weird stand out, but it stands out nonetheless. So,
Maybe it was Jennifer's pose. Could it have been the
No.
pose?
No,
it's the
no, they
dress.
like, no.
It's giving,
Okay, I was trying to help.
It's giving David's bridal, mother of the bride.
Yeah.
It's definitely giving Mother of the
JC
Bride.
Penney, sophisticated, classy section.
You know
And
they're
it's
not gonna let me.
sad. You know what I think they did?
What?
I think she gained a little weight. And as soon as she gained a little weight, it's like they don't know how to dress her anymore. So
I mean, she still has a beautiful figure. I don't know
no,
why
she
they
does,
just
but the dress seems matronly because I feel like they're trying to like camouflage or
the arms.
yes, the arms, you know what I'm saying? And then to me, she just looks a little bit more fuller than I have seen her recently. So that's why I was just kind of like, maybe they dressed her matronly because she put on a little weight, and you know how they can't stand dressing you cute when you put on a little weight. Like they always want to dress you like, you somebody fucking mama, and that's,
Yes.
down to the church, and nobody wants that. But I still feel like she look like her makeup, her face looks beautiful, her décolletage looks beautiful. But I do wish she would dress a little younger.
Yeah, I feel like she got to be in a relationship. She used to give him a relationship weight. Look at that glow. She got to be in a relationship, and that's probably why her and what's his name, Punk on the show, ended up getting a divorce finally.
David Ortega or something.
David, yeah.
Or Tonga.
Child, not her giving Rugrats Cynthia doll. What?
No.
Wow.
That's not what it is. That's not like,
Cool.
okay, so Cynthia was missing hair. These are Bantu knots. You should be thinking ethnic, African.
I actually like Danielle's look. I gravitated towards her look because of her hair, and I like the print on the dress. But I think it would have looked better if the belt was black and thinner, and the shoes were black as well, instead of popping out with that silver. I don't mind it. I feel like the dress is artsy. I think she looks pretty. But something about the belt and the shoes that's not. It wasn't executed properly. I see the vision, but it wasn't. Yes, I see the vision, but it wasn't executed. Vanessa looks fire. I love the outfit. The way that dress drapes, it makes her figure look even curvier than what it probably is. So that just tells me that they really know how to dress her with the slick back she's giving face. So I love it. And like I told y'all, Jennifer was giving David's bridal.
I mean, for me, I feel like, I hate to say it, but Vanessa's the best look for me. I hate to say it. I think that Jennifer Hudson is the least. And I think that Danielle is in the middle because I do feel like she looks beautiful. I do love that color on her skin. But there's just something here that I feel like, we just could have done better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it almost gives like, they wrapped you in a scarf and put a belt on it. Like a bonnet. That's what it looks like. Look, they put you in a bonnet and cut the bottom out. Like a big old bonnet. Because that top part looks like the ruching, you know what I'm saying? Like around the elastic. That's what that's reminding me of. And the fabric actually looks like one of the bonnets you get down to the Asian people store. So yeah. We could have done a little bit better, but she still looks beautiful.
Yes. Thank you, Jamie, for the super chat. Jennifer Hudson's giving deaconess at the singles night.
I am dead.
Deaconess. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Jamie, for the super chat there. My goodness. Okay, guys, let's go to our next set real quickly here. All right. Got a little white and gray there. We have Jeremy Pope. Then we have Billy Porter, and we also have Miss Cynthia Erivo. I actually kind of like Cynthia's dress, even though she looks like she may be going to a wedding, like a different type of, wedding ceremony or something. She looks very pure. I like it. I'm not too sure about Billy Porter because it's given. The first thing that comes to my mind is the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. I don't know if anybody else sees it, but I do.
Yeah.
And this is clashing with the background for sure for me.
He looking for a heart.
I'm trying, but I cannot connect. I think that may be what it is. I can't. I actually like what? Huh?
Which one you don't like?
The one in the middle.
You don't like Billy? Okay.
It's given Tin Man. Jeremy Pope. I actually like this. For some reason, it's making me. I feel like this is something, y'all, even though this is on a guy, why does make me think about like T-Boz them? I feel like this is something they would put on. It's definitely giving me like throwback. Yeah, I really like what he got going on. So what?
I like Belina Waste. I got some glasses on. I didn't know that was somebody else.
That's because it's a 90s.
Good The fuck, night.
You thought that was Lena?
I did. I did. I just
And not deal.
That does not.
I
Girl,
thought it
put
was
your
Lena
glasses
Waithe.
on.
I had to. I'm like,
Yeah,
what they? I'm like,
go
he
ahead.
said a guy. I'm like, that ain't. I'm like, she a girl. I'm like, oh, that ain't her. My fault. But I just,
Oh my.
I think that Jeremy, that's
Mm-hmm.
what you were saying, Jamie. Like the reason
Yeah.
why it looks like that is because that's a '90s style of suit. Like back in the
I
'90s,
like
they would
it.
wear the baggier pants and like the bigger cut jackets. And to
Mm-hmm.
me, that's exactly what that looks like, especially with the shoulder pads.
Yeah, those are kind of thick. I've been
It
seeing that.
is. I've been seeing that too, especially like in women's clothing too. I've been seeing a lot of like it's giving Clueless as far as like the suits and blazers and matching bottoms that I've been seeing in like H&M and shit and Zara and shit. So it's on code. He looks good. Don't stare at me like that, sir. Okay, don't stare at me like that. Okay, touching on your heart. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Billy's hair. That is it a I don't know.
It's
I
like
don't know
when you
what's
get
going
some
on with the
knotless box braids and you'll be excited to wear it in a bun just because they not.
hair. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I actually like the metallic. I wish that he was wearing I wish he was wearing a different shirt. Like I wish it was a different shirt. I wish the jacket fits a little bit better. I wish the pants fit a little bit better. But I like the material. I like the shininess of it. I don't hate it at all. I really wish he would have if he would have had maybe a white or a black shirt on under this and the suit were better fitted to his body. I feel like then I would love it. But to me, like the pants look like they too long, and so does the jacket. And I just feel like Billy is petite, so it I don't understand why you want to go with a look that works against your body just because it's the look. I hate that shit.
Right.
And I feel like you're supposed to be classier than that. Like I want you to dress, however you want to dress, but like make sure it fits. Ew. Cynthia Cynthia is giving I was Joan of Arc in my formal life. That's what it's giving, but I love it. I love it though. I think she looks beautiful. I think you really can't go wrong with white and flowy, especially the look that's going on in the background. I feel like white is very much complementary to the silver carpet in the background. And I think her skin looks amazing. And I like her nails.
I wonder what kind of shoes she got on.
I know, right? I was thinking about that.
She probably
I
barefoot.
think Cynthia is short, so she looks real tall.
I had to put a close up of Billy's outfit because I didn't know what material that was. A close up, it looked like aluminum foil. I don't know if he was really trying to go for the Tin Man or not, but it really does give like really shiny. However, I love the cut of it from the close up. I don't know why he got braids though and then wrapped that up in a bun. That's confusing to me. He didn't need the bun on top at all. I'm like, maybe he was going to be in the Wizard of Oz later on as a Tin Man, and that's what he wanted to do. So I don't mind the fit of it on the close up, but it did not have to be made from aluminum foil. And then the other dude, who name I don't know, what's the guy on the left?
Jeremy Pope.
What was he in though? Like, was it something that
He was in Netflix Hollywood. He also was in Pose recently.
Oh, okay.
The last season of Pose.
I knew he looked familiar. I like his. I love what he's wearing, but I also would have loved if it was one size smaller. Because I think one size smaller would still have been baggy, but it wouldn't have been as baggy. The pants would have felt a little bit different, but I still love what he has on. And then for Cynthia to me always is wearing something that's very, very heavily draped. Either it's the shoulders is a lot of fabric, or the skirt is, and I feel like it's too much fabric, but it gives me like white, Snow White, run through the forest for no reason at night or whatever. I like it, but I still just feel like it's too much going on at the bottom. I think she barefoot under there.
Oh, you think she barefoot?
I think she barefoot.
Not barefoot.
Maybe it's her back. Maybe she got. I don't know. Like, maybe she's standing straight up. I don't know.
She got house shoes on. Some Ugg boots.
Possibly.
The carpet looks soft though. The carpet looks soft. So if she was barefoot, I would want to see a foot tattoo, some anklets. Okay, so maybe some toe rings if you're comfortable with that. I need something.
Cynthia, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When I saw Cynthia, I low-key got scared because I feel like if I fell asleep and she was standing next to the side of my bed, I would think that she was taking me to the other side.
Good.
To the upper room.
Right.
Like just the stance of it, something just feels majestic. I don't know. It's a little
like
it
a
is, I don't know.
gazelle. It's giving gazelle. It's giving deer. Okay.
Yeah, it's
It's
something
giving deer
like
around the neck.
that where I looked at the picture, but not too long because I don't want to dream about it.
Oh, not creepy. It's the way that
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. It's the way that cape on top of her head is cutting off her neck. It's making her neck look like it's kind of more humped than it really is. Ooh.
And it's the stance with the hands. Like she just don't know where to put
her
them.
hands look a little clawy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see where we're going with this one.
It's giving
I
creep
thought
keeper.
somebody else was gonna say it. Now Billy's fit, I don't really care for it. I've seen him wear like 2 good outfits, but the thing is, like, whatever he does hit, it actually hits for something, and this just, I'm not really feeling it. The last two on end, he cute. I love it.
Yes, we all do. Okay, sounds great. Let's go ahead and switch gears, guys. We're about to get into our TV talk, so let's talk about it. Have you on the jam? You feel what I'm saying? Feel what I'm saying? All right, y'all. We're about to talk about P Valley. Okay, episode 2 came on, and a few things happened. First of all, y'all, I thought the episode was good.
I'm sorry, the song was on my head.
They gonna shake, yeah.
1, 2. I love that song. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll be happy when it come on too.
That part, okay? Climbing up the pole, just get from the bottom.
Every time that song came out, the intro come on, I do my little 1-2 stripper kick.
Period.
Yes. It gotta happen. That's what it is.
I really sometimes I hit the splits and do the.
The whole song has to play out. I don't want to skip nothing. I want to hear the whole thing.
Right.
And that's it.
Right. So listen, y'all, one of my homegirls said she felt like the latest episode was boring. And really? I just totally disagree. Necey.
You know,
for real? Well, okay. I watched the episode and it was entertaining. But hold on. I looked down at my phone for 1 second. And when I looked up, it was and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it just felt so left field. So I'm like, after I thought I knew the episode, and then once I saw that, I was like, do I really know this show? Like, I think I know the show.
Okay, so the bloop she's talking about, guys. Let me run real quick through the episode real quick. Like, okay, so first things first, y'all know we had the auditions. We got like 2 new girls, a bartender. We got Big Bone as the bartender. We got Whisper. We got Roulette. Okay, so we got about 3 new girls. Mercedes decided that she was gonna dance with the girls and end up making some money, right? So she done climbed up the pole, knowing she got a bad arm, trying to compete when she was just making money with the ladies. I guess she didn't want to feel like she's too old and she's losing it. So she decides to climb as high as she can, knowing her arm hurt, only for her to fall down to like the bottom. Just she fell to the bottom, child. And they had to pull in Diamond. Diamond had to come in and perform some work on her. And you know what? I thought that he was about to pop her. I'm like, is her shoulder out of place? He about to pop it in place. I could not have been. I wasn't expecting that. I understand a bit where Necey, I was like, that's what we're introducing. But here's the thing. As we've been watching at least the second season, I'm sorry, the second episode, it's been a lot of the paranormal type of nuances that they're bringing into, and I don't want to say that's paranormal, but you know, it's just interesting things that they're bringing into it that makes you like a little afraid if you don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know where they're going with this, but I feel like maybe later in the season, it's all going to make sense.
Season 1, when Diamond was talking to Keyshawn about the necklace that he gave her, and also things he did when he was in the war. They were speaking on it a little bit then, but I don't think anybody picked up on it because it was only season 1. I think a lot of folks looked at P Valley as it's a show about strippers and what they're doing, and not more about. It's not only about them; it's about their environment, it's about their lives and what may be going down in that part of in Mississippi. So I chose to stop reviewing it because I'm like, I don't feel like fussing with folks about the show. I want to just enjoy it, talk about it on here. I'll like, a little conversation, whatever.
When did people
I don't
start
feel
fussing?
like on Twitter that night, it was like, oh, he go to Voodoo. Oh, he go to, and I'm like,
oh, people were upset that it was on TV.
Yeah,
or
like,
some people were.
It was on TV.
Like the show maybe has been going, it's not going down a different path. I'm like, it's only episode 2, and I'm like,
Y'all are okay with all the other fucked up shit though, huh?
I think people thought P Valley was one type of show, and what I like is I feel like this season is branching out to not be a niche stripper dancer show. I'm like, I love that it's only been 2 episodes. We've only really seen like 2 dancing scenes. It's more about the stories of the characters. That's why I like it so much. I want to see what Diamond learned, how he learned, you know what I'm saying, and how he is able to adapt that to other shit. I'm like, I think the reason Keyshawn did because Diamond put some kind of root to protect her, and she don't even know it. Keep that necklace because it don't work, but it does. But I can't take it back from you because you don't know I'm already. I'm like, but people don't think that far.
Wow.
I didn't. I'm one of those people.
Yes.
Wow.
I have to not. I don't want to review it, and then it makes me jaded to like judge it too much and not like really like think about it and enjoy it. I want to enjoy the show. So I don't want to do solo. I'm here we can like discuss, but I'm like I'm not going to be in with them people in that comment section.
And let me say this. I'll enjoy the show regardless, but what I will say is it felt left field from what we've been seeing. So I felt like they could have, and maybe I wasn't paying attention deep enough like you was, but maybe they could have introduced that, like, I don't know, in a different way. It just felt like a completely different show on the second half. Like I said, I looked down at my phone, I look up, I was like, what? When did this happen? It kind of felt like Star. Like I would expect that from Star. Because Star was theatrical up and down, like that type of stuff, straight off the stage. Whereas with P Valley, I didn't feel like their first season was as theatrical of like a Star or an Empire.
It was more realistic. It was more realistic. But here's the thing. The thing about that is like that what they're showing you is realistic in the way that the people who live in those areas still practice those practices. And just like the people in Louisiana that practice in Mississippi is not that far away. And I feel like there were little things along the way. Like I feel like P Valley always had like a majestic kind of quality to it, especially when you think about what the pink was for the community. You know what I'm saying? It was alluring. It was something that kind of took them away from their troubles, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why people loved Uncle Clifford, even though she is not, she's not what everybody, is accepting of in this area, in this Bible Belt area. So the fact that, she was able to create this endearment amongst the community, you saw it at the funeral. At the funeral, everybody's like, hey, Uncle Clifford. Like, all of the niggas is like, hey, Uncle Clifford. Like, and around certain areas, people wouldn't be like that. Even if they had love and respect for somebody like Uncle Clifford, they still wouldn't show it in that way around everybody. They just wouldn't, because they would feel like somebody may think something about them and all of that type of shit. So essentially, I feel like the show probably is turning up a little bit more on that, so it can veer more away from Nikki Gilbert's show, her play. Yep. Because I think that because it was close to that, she could keep, saying that they stole shit from her. But now that they're gonna veer off and add different elements to it, and honestly, I feel like since the beginning, the intro has always reminded me of True Blood. If you watch True Blood. Yeah. True Blood the intro was very dark, and it was like a lot of, vacant, empty, malls and areas in Louisiana, like places that I've seen before type shit. And then they got the women dancing on the men and them getting drunk, and the snakes and all of this type of shit. So if you've ever seen the intro, you love to watch Lovecraft Country, but had something to say about the episode of P Valley. I mean, it's similar, but I feel like that show was already fantastical.
Yeah.
So it was easier to accept in that setting, whereas this is more like a little bit of fantasy realism, but really more so realism. But I think the way they're strippers, like the way they are alluring, the way they do kind of are muses to these men, the way they do have this like type of power and energy about themselves, no matter what's going on. Like everybody's living in squalor. Everybody's living paycheck to paycheck. Keyshawn is getting beat up by a white boy, but somehow she gets on the pole and turns into a fucking fairy. So it reminds me of True Blood, and it always has. So I feel like they kind of always was gonna bring that out. But I think it may have made them want to bring it out even more so to create that differentiation between Nikki Gilbert's version of this story.
Yeah.
Okay. Did y'all... I want to know what y'all thought about Uncle Clifford's party, specifically him getting ahead. I had to watch it the second time around because I didn't even see them pull out his thing. I had to, or her thing. I had to watch it the second time, and then I said, "Oh,
they did. They showed it.
Yep,
they did."
Now,
I don't know if it was a fake one or if it
they showed Uncle Clifford dick.
They showed somebody dick. Absolutely.
And they did. He had it in his hand.
When he told him sit back and he unzipped him.
I must have been looking down to make notes.
Yeah, I'm looking down at my phone.
I had to watch it twice. I didn't
because I saw his face, and I did watch it twice.
Right.
That's why I'm mad, because I did see dude like kiss on him, and I saw him back up against the wall, and I saw the dude go down, and I saw Uncle Clifford's face. I didn't see no.
They did a wide shot. When they did that wide shot,
dick was right there, like these.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that because y'all always want to show somebody nipples and titties and pussy and shit. So yeah, show these niggas dicks.
They showed dick last season. They showed what's name dick last season.
I mean, it should have been hard. We ain't for play. What you gonna put a soft thing in there for?
It was cute.
I don't know. I think it's disrespectful to put a soft in your mouth. Like, I need you to at least warm that thing up. I need a semi. I'm not doing this. Okay, this is not happening.
So funny.
This. Oh, all right. Did they show Andre's dick? I think they showed his ass. No, they did. They showed it when he masturbated on the first season, right?
Yep.
He looked like he give good toxic dick.
Andre. Oh, did they showed it?
His whole dick.
The first season, yeah, I remember that one.
Oh,
wow. It's been about 2 years.
Oh my,
we forgot.
Jeez Louise, honey. Well,
the scene though, I was crying and extremely tickled by Relly. And the way he was like in the scene, like, no, hold up, this your song, so we gonna go out and dance, AT, let's go. Like, it was just real like this the whole time.
Yes.
I was so tickled. I
loved seeing him in that. I love to see. I know he did an interview saying he was gonna be in it, and I was just happy for him. You know. And
then they was doing his song with Patricia. Yeah. They had to pay for the song. Where the blessings reside.
Yes, that's why it was so funny they had him in the episode after that. Because whenever they had her singing it, I was like, dang, he really didn't made it. Then I seen him in the episode, I was like, dang, good for him.
What did y'all think about Mississippi? Do y'all think her man really gave her permission to go on the tour? Because I don't.
Yeah. She set it up.
Yeah, she did. Mm-hmm. She seduced him. But the way she left the baby and walked out the house kind of made me question it.
Oh, now see, I'm going to tell you, I did feel like, bitch, you leaving your baby with this nigga? But he always seemed to be taking care of the babies anyway when she working and stuff. So I think she feels like her babies would be fine. But girl, I don't know why. But anyway, what I'm about to say about Mississippi. Okay, so I think what a lot of people missed was that when she saw that he didn't get that job, she saw that text before he did, right?
Right.
Mhm.
She would keep putting all of the things that she wanted him to do, that he was supposed to do with that job and that money. She would keep saying, oh, I can't wait till you get that job so that you're going to be able to do this. So it was making him feel bad. So because he was then feeling bad, then she got the other dude coming in, and she like, see, I don't need to make that money. I don't need that because my husband gonna take care of me. That's what that whole conversation was. And he knew that he hadn't gotten that job. So that's why by the time she put the pussy on him, he gonna go ahead and let her go, because for one, he know they need the money. He already told her he was gonna trust her, so he has to do something because he hit her. And then she put the pussy on him, so he gonna say yeah because he loves sucking from her.
Right.
Thank you, Kathy, for the super chat. Summer, sorry I'm late. Got to rewatch the episode. I love y'all. Thank you so much for the super chat, Summer and Kathy. Okay, cool. So the episode was cool for the most part. I don't really have any other things that I want to discuss about it. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to bring up?
Wasn't it a scene where somebody was in the studio and we didn't know who it was?
Meg. It was Meg.
It sounded like Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Oh, that is. I think that's gonna be next
Gonna be
week.
on there.
Oh, that's when
line.
I remember that now.
It was her voice and her nails, hot girl shit.
Yeah.
Run that shit back for a real bitch.
I want Lil Murder and Uncle Clifford to have a love affair. I know they don't need to be together because that's too easy. That door scene with him talking to the mirror because he can see. I was like, oh my God. They played that scene amazingly well.
Yeah.
Because Lil Murder had Lil Murder wasn't talking to anybody but that mirror.
I was like, damn.
They both, we touched the door. I was like, because he know Clifford behind the door. It was
yes.
I was like, oh.
But I'm concerned because Murder's friend just got out of jail or prison or whatever. And from the image that's floating around, they may have a thing going on.
Well, couldn't you tell by the way he acted when he got out the car? When he got out the car, he looked like that was his man. After prison and getting ready to get into the car. When he greeted him, it looked like they had a thing.
I said, is he making that face because he don't want to admit he's gay to this new friend? Or is that someone he was gay with and he does not want to?
I think he was.
I
think they messed around.
Like I moved on with, Cliff. They can be either way. Because I'm like, damn, does he not want to hide who he is to this person? Because he's been in jail for 10 years. So who knows what that person knows and how he can be around that person. I'm like, it can be one or two things. He has to now wouldn't even happen again, or I gotta choose between this dude and Clifford.
That could have been the person he had his first experience with.
I think so. That's what I was thinking.
I want to.
And then he got locked up, and then now it's complicated because he would rather be with Clifford. And it seems like he probably didn't know the man was getting out of jail when the dude brought him there. So he was already taken by surprise by that.
It's gonna be a good season. I like that it's not about the women dancing. Like I'm happy that's not the cook, line, and singer. Watching them. I like that's like one scene is one good ass scene, and then it's all this other shit going on. I like that.
Yeah.
However, I am ready for us to get back into the club of it all.
Truth.
I think I like that they added Gail Bean as Roulette. I think she's great. I think
I love her.
Playing, what's her
Hazel gonna come back, right? And
Whisper?
She gonna start dancing again?
Whisper. I like Whisper. I like how they came in as a team. Like they came in separately, but they both working that pole as a group.
They went crazy.
I was like, y'all climbed up there and was just a bump.
Okay, Rhonda.
They went crazy on it pole. I'm wondering with the Whisper, they about to play more into this, I guess, spiritual thing they got going on. Because when they were in that room, I'm wondering what was the purpose of seeing Montavious come back on the screen, and then we see the different things that's happening in that one room. I'm wondering if Whisper is going to be communicating with him at some point.
Yeah, I think when she stood there and she looked at the pole and didn't say shit, and then she looked at Mercedes, I think she heard him say to her or whatever, that's who shot me. I think when she walked away, how she looked at her but didn't say shit, I feel like she either felt, heard, or knew something that happened in that room. And I think because she may understand shit, that's why she didn't say shit. because we found out at the end how it was her for the 7 pounds pressure. It was Mercedes. I think it just said a lot about how the season will play out, as far as everyone having to atone for what happened in that room or what they did after that happened going forward. Be that Diamond, even how I think Big L is acting like he wasn't like a pimp last season. He was more low key and chill. So I'm like, it's weird that he's now like this extra pimp, pimp type. I didn't get that from him last season. I feel like is that his new thing because of him feeling like, okay, I can't be touched because I don't. It's just
where did you get that from?
What?
That you said pimp like thing. Where'd you get that from?
The pimp came, the pimp walking, how he's kind of back on the girls. He didn't do that last season. He was chill last. It was him and Clifford last season. It wasn't really him out front doing shit, acting like him saying I run shit. But he's doing more of that now, and I don't get it.
I need to see a little bit more. Because I feel like he always kind of would flirt and say little shit. And I also feel like throughout the episode, the nigga still been putting in light bulbs and shit and just kind of in the background in some of the scenes too. So it's not like he's actually trying to get the attention, but I just think they probably trying to make a storyline between Big L and Big Bone. That's the only thing I can think of, because he wasn't really talking to none of he just was saying shit to him, but she was the only one that he was really like trying to holler at. So I'm wondering if it's just that they're gonna try to make a relationship or something happen there. Okay. But I do feel like he's a little bit more, as somebody said, extroverted. But remember, y'all, the pandemic shut everybody down. So I think by the time shit opened back up, people were so excited and amped to have life go back to normal. If y'all remember, you know what I'm saying? Like when we first got out the house, after everybody was like, I'm going everywhere, I'm doing everything, I'm gonna fuck. I'm still in that mode. Okay, I'm looking for the next flight to catch. So I feel like essentially it's probably like a byproduct of the pandemic.
This was I wasn't expecting all of this. Now I know I got to pay more attention when I'm watching the show now. Because y'all definitely picked up on stuff I wasn't thinking about.
They had stuff down to the details that went with the pandemic that I was like super duper impressed by. The Gucci mask. And then even down to whenever you would see all the cast members or everybody the characters in a room, and only one of them would have a mask on, and be like, yeah, you would be the one to have a mask, And then like whenever Murda was at Uncle Clifford grandma's house, and she said, take that damn thing off. Like everything was just so, even though that was only a year ago,
real.
It just felt so real. So they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, I like how it's not making me sad. Like it ain't making me sad. Think, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not, they're not bombarding us with what we went through, but like, well, we went through it. But it's not like,
I feel like they have to show it essentially. Like, come on. But I also like the fact that it's not, now we're coming into the moment where not everybody's going back outside. And the South kept lax laws. So once they was out, they was out.
Right. That was out. All right. Now we're out. Let's go ahead and talk about put a ring on it. Girl, some people should be out of the relationship when they still in. So let's start off with Shay and Fonzo. What we learned, okay? Shay and Fonzo, we learned that they are progressing. She's talking more with his mom. So she says, Fonzo, just know that these people are about to, because see, I'm stuck on him trying to sit up there and act like cheating happened a long time ago when he know it was more recent. Right.
You know it too.
Right. Like what you broke up for this right now for cheating that happened years ago at the beginning of the relationship, as you kept saying.
Right.
Why y'all?
And then she said she left him, came back, and now they get married in October, according to her. Do y'all think they gonna make it to October?
They're gonna marry.
They'll get married, yeah. Because I think when she said, oh, he showed me, that how no, if I left you because you cheated, you can't show me shit in just 2 months. You just can't, because if it's too much for me to bear, it don't take 2 months to move past it and then start planning the wedding. So I feel like Shay wanted people watching to think, oh, see, she left him. Girl, no, because you came back.
Well,
And
this
so,
is a toxic trait of the show. And that's what I was saying last
yeah,
week. The toxic trait of the show is that these women come on wanting a ring. The best person to leave the show was Shorty because she actually did what was best for her. But for the other two women and all the women before them, they coming on the show for a ring, and it's like a redemption. So it's like if this man played me in real life, I'm gonna come on TV and act like just because he was on this show for 8 weeks, we deserve to get married. So Shay fell into that routine, telling Dr. Nicole what she wanted to hear, which was he cheated on me. I left for a month. He did the work. We back together. So that's gonna be her go to. So I'm just like, this show isn't even. It's not productive.
Mm.
this is a bad season. I think season one was the only one where, we thought something may actually change. This season, I feel like everybody came in here knowing what they was gonna do at the end of the day. No one thought things may be different when we leave. Everyone knew what they were gonna do. They're gonna do when when the end came, and that's why I'm like, it was kind of boring.
For
What is
me,
aggravating? Not boring, but aggravating.
I just kind of feel like with Shay and Fonzo, it was always gonna be what it is. I think essentially she got what she wanted because I think her being on the show and him professing his love for her and saying he wanted to be with her and wanted to marry her on the show and he wanted to make those changes for her on the show showed everybody else in her mind. So I think that regardless of the fact that we know he's still gonna do whatever the fuck he want to do, she feel like I know y'all saw us on fucking TV. If you know him, then you know you saw us on TV, right? So I think her position is now solidified. Her placement is now solidified, and she's still calling herself a spouse. So they may not get married just because why would he do something he don't necessarily have to if you already looking at him as you say your spouse? So what's the point of of doing all of that? Especially if he don't know if one day he's not gonna want to just get up and walk away. And it's easier to do that when you're not married to somebody. So whether you got businesses together or not, you dissolve that shit and move on like Mel.
I don't think he minds marrying her. I feel like he loves her, but he just need her to get in line. So I feel like he would marry her as long as she follow the line, which she will.
Yeah,
And
I'm
has.
sure. She in
And
this
she
picture
wanted to be a
though,
public figure.
she looks sad and still like in that moment right there. Look at her. Like she sometimes when I feel like she be smiling and shit, it's like I'm just, I'm getting what I feel like I want. It's giving I'm not really happy, but Stepford wife.
Did y'all like her dress?
I agree.
No,
I agree with that, Bondy.
I didn't like her dress because I felt like it probably looked better standing up than it did sitting down. I love the color. She looked pretty, but on camera I felt like her face looked a little too white, but her hair was impeccable.
I
I thought
like
her
her
dress was
dress.
too. I thought it was too much fabric to be sitting there. I think people don't think
Yeah.
about you're gonna be sitting. It didn't look cute sitting. And sitting, it looked like, girl, it's just a bunch of fabric. Like you couldn't even tell what the dress looked like because it was
Yeah,
just a whole bunch of stuff.
that is. It seemed like you just sitting in fabric.
Yeah,
I want to see something. So I feel like I
right,
would have wanted her to do something a little bit more form fitting. I would have wanted her to give her sister from Sparkle.
right.
Yeah, she was getting dressed for an award show, but it was cute.
Yeah, I thought it probably would look much better standing up. I didn't really think too much about it sitting down. I thought she looked nice though, so I figured standing up she would really look good. Those were my thoughts about how she looked or whatnot. I feel like that was it. I didn't really like how they chopped up, as somebody said, the conversations because it seemed like what's the point in shading them sitting down? Like we didn't learn a whole lot. But anyway, there's that. The people they dated are dating each other. So good luck. Hopefully that works out. All right, let's go ahead and move on and let's talk about another couple. And I want to talk about Kenneth
Oh Lord.
and Shorty Child, because Kenneth definitely
That's right.
came with a chip on his motherfucking shoulder. He was ready to air her out when he started talking about when he met her and what she had when they met and all this other stuff. I just felt like you speaking on all this stuff that she had, yet it seems like she was the one that actually evolved and you were the one that did not. I just didn't. I didn't like his energy. It took a minute for Egypt to actually chime in and check him. It seemed like she was more focused on getting Shorty together and asking Shorty questions
Girl,
about
yes.
why
Oh
coming. Why
yeah.
did you come on this show if you knew you didn't want to be with him? I don't know. It seemed like, as much as I like Egypt hosting, it just seemed like it was coming in a way to kind of discredit her a bit, and I didn't really like that. I didn't like that
They
at
made
all.
they made her the villain, and I don't get why. I feel like Shorty made her point. I think Shorty definitely came on the show to break up with him because she felt like that was her only option. That was her safest option. I don't think she ever lied about what she wanted with him. I think she tried her best to let him know what she wanted as well. I think him always bringing up how she was when he met her show how much he had not grown, because you're talking about me then, but who the fuck am I now? So that
Okay.
don't matter. And I think everybody failed Shorty because Shorty said I left breadcrumbs the whole time. No one ever asked me about, what I had going on or whatever. But I was saying shit. Like I did not have not one-on-one with Dr. Nicole the whole time. I felt like the show knew they failed her. So the best way to discredit her was to make her to be the villain. And let's make it seem as if Kenneth is, what I'm saying, is so sad because she was mean to him. She was mean to him because she wanted out and he would not leave her alone. The fact that Egypt had to say finally after the whole reunion, hey, you have to let her go. And I felt like he still wasn't. He was something in, saying whatever. It shows how fucked up this show treated her by how they allowed him to treat her on reunion. So not only the whole season y'all ignore her and then let her be, at the reunion y'all did the same thing and made her be this. I'm like, I was very aggravated and triggered too, because women should be protected when they're telling you I came here because he won't leave me the fuck alone. And Egypt and Dr. Nicole still never addressed that properly. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was annoying to me. I didn't see Dr. I mean, they said they would talk about it, and we never heard them talk about the way Shorty felt about Dr. Nicole. So that's another thing that annoyed me. And then people kind of do this thing where they're like, Dr. Nicole is so amazing. And I'm just kind of like, is she though? Is she though? Because I didn't feel that way. I
Come
felt
on,
like
Bondy.
I'm just saying, I feel like she let them people like basically gang up on that lady and treat it as if she were equal in what was going on there. And that's what I don't like. People acting like Shorty was bashing Kenneth to the point that his abuse of her was some type of, equal thing where they were both being toxic and they were both doing things that they shouldn't have done. And I just kind of feel like, no, that's not how I feel at all. I feel like there should have been more protection. There should have been more conversation. I feel like if you knew that it was a liability, there should have been a conversation separately with her to ask how she was feeling and what she was going through and if she felt safe. And I feel like that never happened. Essentially, when they say that, so I have an issue with the way Dr. Nicole handled that, period. And I still haven't heard her actually like say anything about it. Even when she does a little after show with the little black book, I still feel like I never heard her saying anything that really was clear and concise. And that is very bothersome to me. But moving from that point of it,
Mm-hmm.
I like how Shorty said that she set him up. He wanted to be in entertainment. He wanted to be famous or whatever. So I got you on this fucking show. I gave you women that you went on dates with that you could possibly move on to. Nigga, who else set somebody up in a breakup in this way? Like, not only did I help you get a job possibly if you would handle yourself correctly, since you're so talented and amazing and all of this shit, then you should have been able to turn this situation into something for yourself finally. And I feel like that should make people even more so realize that Shorty is not the person that y'all try to make her out to seem, because a lesser woman would have called the police on your fucking ass and moved and would have been like, whatever, and I feel like he made that hard, but she still helped him at the end of it all because she didn't have to come on the show. That helped him more than hurt him. Egypt.
Right. And it was for me, him trying to say that she had to beg him to come on the show. And I'm just like, Kenneth, I don't think she had to beg you at all. On your page, you're constantly reminding us of the shows or whatever, the acting work that you have done in the past. So I think this was right up your alley.
What's the
So
name of
I
the
mean,
YouTube? What's the name of the YouTube, Jamie?
no, on his Instagram.
No, but what's the name of his YouTube where he posted all them videos?
Kenneth put a ring on it.
I don't know. Oh,
It's
is that what it
Kenneth
is?
put a ring
Kenneth?
on it.
Kenneth
Put a ring on
Oh,
it.
sorry, y'all. It's
Ring on
thundering
it.
over here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It just went away real quick. But
Yeah. I think
my thoughts. Was it just me, or did it seem like Kenneth and Otis swapped hairlines? Kenneth's hairline was so thick. Otis' hairline was missing. With Egypt, when it comes to her, y'all remind me, did she host the Ladies Who List reunion too, or was that the other one?
That was Tanika Ray.
She almost did the same thing. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because I feel like they don't be watching the show. So they watch a roundup clip that I'm sure production gives them. And then they come on the show, and I think that their job is to come off fair, or they think that that's the better take. So I don't think she knew the severity of what was going on with Kenneth. Well, she should have known, but I don't think she knew the full depth of the abuse that was going on between Kenneth and Shorty. Because I'm gonna be real, at the beginning, I like the first half of this season, I didn't think that Shorty deserved any of the abuse she got, but my question was always, why don't you leave? Like, why do you think so much less of yourself that you think that this is what you deserve? So that was always my question for Shorty in the reviews. And then for Kenneth, ass is gonna act the ass. So he was just gonna act the ass. So I could see how Egypt made that mistake and she came off looking like an ass. But like Bondy said, Dr. Nicole, she had visibility to the whole thing. So she definitely should have came out and said something on Shorty's behalf. But these two were a complete mess. I think he is a danger to her existence. This man came here with a whole college rule notebook paper worth of notes that he sat up in his bed crying, writing to. I'm sure it's teardrops on that piece of paper. So I hope she was escorted out by her security.
Me too.
My review that I felt like when we watch a show, we only get like episode by episode. So like our opinion sometimes isn't even based on a full story, it's based on what we've seen. I think at a reunion, the host should have watched a full season to know the full story. So when it's like they come on here and they seem clueless, I don't get how that person's a host. It doesn't make any sense. Like, that's stupid. That to me, that means like y'all don't even really care about having a proper reunion because the host hasn't even seen the whole fucking show, and it just seems idiotic to me.
In addition, it's like they just chop up these reunions so much as well, to where if they have been watching the show, it show come across like they haven't based on what y'all editing. Real quick, thank you so much. Yeah, I got nothing for the super chat. Kenneth's haircut was god awful, just horrible. There is another one down here I wanted to get to real quick. If I can find it, please give me a second. Sorry, guys. There we go. Thank you so much, Summer, for the super chat again. I believe Shorty 100%. He is an energy vampire. Please believe this ish is real, y'all. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, any other thoughts on Miss Shorty and Kenneth?
Kenneth's crazy and Shorty was right.
And there's that. I wanted to hear more on Dr. Nicole. Maybe we could have a sit down or something and she can let us know, like, what are your real thoughts? Because with Dr. Nicole, when they asked her how did she feel about Dr. Nicole, being there for them, she gave a very vague answer. And that's when Egypt responded and said something like, well, we understand where you're, how you're feeling. It's a lot of things going on. And I'm like, are you directing it to Dr. Nicole or is that directed regarding Kenneth? But either way, let's go ahead and move on because this part right here was messy as hell. Charlie and Otis.
Ooh.
That's her man.
Wait. Make him like the video first. Make him like the video.
Go ahead and like the video, honey. And thank you so much for that, Jay Lee. Y'all gonna like. All right, y'all. And we are back. Go ahead and like up the video. We definitely appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Y'all, this was messy as hell. Necey, I am seeing where the hairline is definitely missing over here. It's going further back on Otis. I definitely see what you're saying. This was embarrassing to see and to watch. You know, Charlie is 7 months pregnant by this man, and her man ended up getting aired out. And I think what made it so bad was the fact that when it came, we all know that Otis DM'd Milan. We know that he confessed to that. Charlie came on there acting like, oh, I read it. I knew all about that. I read everything. I know what's going on. But when Miss Girl started telling you more of what was going on, you were shocked because you didn't get all of those details. See, he only showed you what he wanted you to see. I really wish I could be a fly on the wall to see what Charlie really had to say after the reunion, because of course I felt like that united front that she put up there was really a front to make it appear as though we're all good, we're all happy, when we know that she's not. So for a lot of people that don't know, Milan was somebody that Otis went on a date with. And after he left that date, he went on like 2 different dates with her. He actually interacted with her via Instagram, all in her DMs. It also went from DMs to text messages on her phone. They met up on more than one occasion, it seemed like, linked up with each other. Miss Girl did expose the messages. She did expose the messages. I have them, but I'm not necessarily going to show them because honestly, I did a whole read of the messages and it was really kitty childish, and he was definitely giving F boy. I don't see how she maintained a conversation with him as long as she did, because I would have stopped replying to him. But I mean, like, he was just it kept going back to her body, like wanting to, like, it was so ugh.
I think you want to kiss me. Why don't you know if you want to kiss me?
Right.
I like, boy.
I want a real hug, not a church hug. Hug me.
Right. Can I get a hug?
I was expecting you to call me when you got home from work. I was expecting you to communicate that. Like, what the fuck? I don't tell you nothing.
It was definitely given.
Right. And she up there talking about something. You're right. You're right. No,
that's
he's
how
not.
You know she fucked him. That's how you know she fucked him. You're right.
Tell me that the pussy is mine. That's what came to mind.
That's my shit.
That's why he started acting like that. Because I'm like, what tie do y'all have? He wants to feel like he has ownership over her. He really is a narcissist. It's crazy.
He is. Did y'all catch how at first he was looking at Charlie, but then that's when they were talking about Chris and Charlie. But I'm sorry, he was looking at Milan originally when Charlie and Chris had their segment. But when it came to his segment, he looked at the ground. This man looked everywhere but in Milan's eyes. And for me, that was enough for me to know, like, okay, something went down between the both of them. Then he tried to rub it in this girl's face. We're happy. She's having a baby. We're engaged. I said, oh. Yes.
He told on himself then when he was like, I'm happy and I'm in love. I'm like, just the way he said it was like, ha ha, I'm lying. And I'm a, twist my ankle around while you're on the ground, Yeah, it was disgusting. Charlie, girl, I said in my review, personally, if I was Milan, I wouldn't have said nothing to Charlie, just because the woman is 7 months pregnant and she knew before Otis what he was capable of, and she knows currently now. So it didn't take for Milan to say anything. Milan was like, he's a lot. She was mad. So I'm wondering what was her expectation for the relationship with her and Otis.
Milan.
Yeah, Milan.
I think Charlie played herself because
did
she forget the show was being recorded? Because she said on the show, he didn't tell me before we came here about him talking to that girl. But on here, she said, I seen all the matches as they came in. Which one is it? So I feel like you told on yourself that one, that you lying, two, that he lying, and three, you trying to make it seem as if Milan is the issue and it's Otis. And my thing was, I think the reason Milan kind of went at Charlie because Charlie called her a liar, and she wasn't lying that time. But Charlie lied the whole time. Like either you lied on the show or at the beginning, or did you and
She
Otis play on the show like it was drama, but it wasn't, because you either did or did not see them. So which one is it? She gave two completely different stories.
You notice how Charlie wouldn't let Otis talk either.
Because
Charlie kept trying to dead it and say, we know everything.
Yeah, I think she knew he was lying and she didn't want to look more dumb. But I'm like, at this point, it already happened. But to make Milan out to be the liar is what made Charlie, to me, look more dumb. Because you rather embarrass her than accept your lying man. You accepted him anyway because you knew he lied during the show. So I didn't like how they tried to make Milan out to be, you know, she being third. She wants the reunion is to show what happened during the season. If you don't want to discuss what happened, you don't come on here.
I agree. I've been telling y'all since the very beginning that Otis was fucking crazy. And that he wasn't right and wasn't nothing right about it.
You had since day one, since he withheld her from salmon.
Okay? Because you don't do shit like that. And just think about the fact that she was pregnant and that nigga didn't want to feed her. So, like, at the end of the day, when he looked at her and she was crying and he still didn't respond, I feel like she made the biggest mistake of her life having a baby for that man. Not the baby, but for him. Because now he's going to always have control. Either you going to break away, but he going to always try to have control through that kid. So good luck with that.
Ain't he going to have control through that kid?
He didn't have the boy.
Some damn updates.
For real.
They got a YouTube channel now.
Tragic. We ain't getting no updates there because she going to do all the talking.
And they're going to act like everything's perfect, everything's great.
And I felt like she found out. I felt like she found out she was pregnant when he told her about them texts or whatever. They kind of like broke up or whatever. They came back together. I'm like, that's when they must have found out she was pregnant. That's when they both like, you know what? I don't want to walk away. Me either. I think that's when she first found out I'm pregnant, because she said that when at the proposal episode was when they knew she was pregnant and she was having morning sickness. So I'm like, they knew and to stay together.
So that would have been earlier on in the process, because she tried to make it seem like it was towards the end of it.
No, they got pregnant during filming. So probably within those, 8 weeks of them filming the show itself, she got pregnant. And probably when they were doing like reshoots or the confessionals is when they knew they were pregnant, because they said that in the when they did the ending scene when she said, "Oh yeah, we want to work on kids like fast or whatever," they knew then they were pregnant. So like they knew during the show they were knocked up. They didn't say shit. So she was probably like, a month pregnant by the end of taping.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, anything else on Put a Ring on It?
What a cap on it.
Last thing. She also changed the number of months she said she was. At the beginning, she said 6 and she said 7. So she might have been pregnant before she came on the show.
Ooh, help me. Help me out.
What she do in July, allegedly. So she do next month.
Okay.
Oh, we wish her the best. Let's go ahead and move on, guys. Let's get into a Love and Marriage, D to the C. Okay, let's talk about it here. First thing, Monique and Chris. We see them trying to get back on one accord. She's stressed out about him not feeling any type of way over in Africa. He lets her know men and women don't feel the same way. And I agree, they don't. You can't force that onto him. What are you all's thoughts about them kind of overcoming that moment? It seemed like Chris was like listening to her. I think that he don't really know how to fix nothing or do nothing for real. Like, I don't know. But he tried. He consoled her. He was like, I'm trying, but it's like he's being pushed. He's feeling the pressure basically. But Monique is feeling it from a different way because she's been saying it for such a long time. time, like get it together. But now he's starting to feel the heat and he don't know what the hell to do.
I think he don't want to.
I still stand by what I said last week. I think Monique is having an internal battle, more than the issues that she having with Chris, low key. I think she's annoyed by Chris, but I think she keeps having these, I don't want to call them outbursts, but these moments where it looks like she's belittling him. And I think that's because low key, she's frustrated that he just won't do what she wants him to do, because inside she feels like she needs to leave. She feels like, okay, this is a sign I'm looking for to show that I haven't outgrown you, and she hasn't found it yet. So she's getting frustrated. I feel bad for the both of them. But I was glad to see them hug it out. But even when they hugged it out, like you said, Jamie, it didn't seem like he really even knew. I think he just wanted to make her feel better in that moment. And he said, I'm working, I'm trying. Basically the same thing he's been saying. It was a cute moment, but I don't think that it will change anything.
Help anything, yeah.
I feel like Chris and Monique, it's just Monique wants Chris to feel how she feels, and she wants him to move how she moves because she's been waiting. And I think Chris don't get how she moves because he's just not there yet. I think he wants to get there, but I think he don't know how to do it. He don't feel like doing it. And because they probably always had the same arguments over and over, and then she's like, lets it go. I think he's used to that. And I think him seeing her on the floor crying, maybe like, damn, okay, she really is that distraught that she broke down. Because when he walked on this picture, I'm like, that was so cute. Not cute, but that was like a moment of him showing like, baby, I do want to fix this shit, but like, I have to do it to where it makes sense for me. And so I hope that he wants to do the work, and I hope that she will allow him to do it. But if another year go by and he hasn't, then she needs to move on or accept him, because trying to keep fussing with him about it isn't going to fix him or her. It's going to break them both in one way or the other. I think in life, you have to accept when you've accepted too much. And at that point, it's your choice to stay or go. And so she can no longer blame Chris for not changing. And she see he ain't doing it, she stay. That's on you, because he ain't changing. He ain't changing. So I think she has to come to the grips with, if Chris does not do something within like a year or so, then that's her time to leave him to either stick and move.
What they said.
Okay. Next up, Winter. So Winter and what's her name? Miss I'm thinking about Ashley, but I wanted to say Monique. So Monique and Winter end up having a conversation where Winter pretty much tells Monique about how her friends kind of ganged up on her. Later on, we can see where Ashley ends up questioning what she said, and they got into a big old argument. Did y'all think Monique put 20 on 10 when she gave the story to the ladies?
This is my issue. I feel like as friends and as women, sometimes you will have a conversation with your friend and you will say things based on how you feel. That's not you. That's not you saying that's what they did. It's like, that's how it made me feel, friend. So I do feel like Monique made it seem like Winter made it worse than what it was. I've told my friend shit when I'm mad because I'm mad, and I'm saying how it made me feel. But if my friend then goes back and say, well, Lee said it, it's like, but I wasn't telling you for you to have that conversation with them. I think that was the issue I had with Monique. I think had she did that when Winter was there, it would have been better, because I wonder if she would have said the same way. It was how Monique went in and just kind of laid it out. That is why Ashley got so pissed. I understood her anger because of how she was told the information. And truthfully, I don't think had Winter been there, Monique would have maybe said it in that way, or Winter could have said, well, that ain't what I meant. And it could have been a conversation. I think it's wrong to have conversations about people when they're not there, because words can be misconstrued, and then someone is pissed because they were told something in some way, and that ain't how it was probably meant. I don't like my
You think it was the way she told her though, Jaylee? Yeah. Because she repeated everything she said, but
that's my thing. I think when friends sometimes vent, I think when friends vent, like the way you would tell Ted something may not be how you would tell a sibling, like I don't even have brothers, like a brother. So you don't expect Ted to go tell someone when she was this mad. No, you're venting to somebody who you think is hearing you. You're upset, and so you don't hope that same feeling is how they would explain what you were saying, because it wasn't really meant for that person. Is what I meant by that.
So my issue with, I get what you're saying, but I'm upset at Monique for a different reason, or annoyed. I won't even say upset. But she relayed the information exactly how Winter said it, which number one was messy, part of the show. Number two, the only thing that Monique misconstrued was when she was sitting at that table and Winter said to her, "We know about Quick." I don't think that Monique really thought that Winter was telling her that she said it to Ashley, because that's
Right.
how Monique said it. Monique was like, "Oh, I thought you said it to her face." Monique, no, you didn't. Like, no, you didn't. But I get it. You got to get the mess going. So it is what it is. She repeated what she said word for word. So I don't think she lied about anything besides acting like she thought that the information wasn't meant for them.
I didn't feel like Ashley was ganged up on. I'm not Ashley, but I didn't feel like Ashley and Irena ganged up on Winter. I felt like Winter did a lot with that. And I also felt like she didn't have to try and allude to a rumor out there about that lady husband. I ain't like that either. But I don't know, because like Monique was like, when she said we know about Quick, and Monique's like, we do. So I'm like, Monique, are you saying like you're surprised, like you don't know this information? Or have y'all heard rumors about this lady husband? Because Ashley was really mad about that.
So for me, I felt like the way Winter was going off, it seemed to me as if she had said those things to Ashley and them, the way she was telling it to Monique. Like, especially when she was like, "We heard things about your husband." She was talking about her and Ashley, because Ashley had already said that she's heard rumors about her husband. So, and she said that in front of the group. So everybody's already heard you say that you've heard rumors about your husband. So yeah, we could bring those up, since you want to bring up what's going on with me in a negative way. Honestly, I felt like Ashley wasn't lying about Winter, but Winter, like, you talked Cash Money shit when that girl wasn't around, and you kept it cute in her face. And that might be the way you want to handle things, but when you're on a reality show, you need to be prepared that anything you say on camera is going to make it back to the person that you said it about. So the idea that we're supposed to be like really upset with Monique behind this, to me, it's a bone carrier. It's the same thing Candy did. It's the same thing that Kenya did. Like everybody does it on the shows. They bone carry because we got to get the fucking storyline going. Okay. Ultimately, though, I just wish that Winter would have stood in it. Like, yeah, I said, I didn't say it to her like that, but yeah, I said all that shit.
Can you talk about how
I think she said that though?
Did you say that? She did.
Eventually. Right. But at first, she was trying to play it off like Monique, well, maybe Monique said it to her in a certain way. No, bitch, right. She said exactly what you said. And to be honest, she could have been messier if she would have called little fun size to Ashley. And she didn't say any of that. She also didn't reference the shit about Jamie being an alcoholic and falling asleep at the wheel. So I feel like she kept it cute, but she still said what she thought y'all had talked about. I really do feel like that. But either way, it don't even really matter, because bitch was gonna find out anyway. And to me, Ashley has not liked Winter since before we got here. We weren't even going here yet, and it felt like you didn't like her. So right. I think that she's gonna find the issue with Winter no matter what. I also feel like she got real hype at that event, and I felt like she was doing entirely way too much. What, girl, the event, the selfie sticks, girl, whatever the fuck was going on down there. And you know what else? I'm gonna say this. I don't like the way Ashley went at, like the way Ashley and her husband went at Winter. That annoyed me. Even though I appreciate you being direct about what sounds funny to you, because I would do the same. But y'all were like laughing and like kind of making fun of her together. Yeah. It was over the top to me. And I think that, ultimately it's coming off like you being a mean girl and you doing the most, and it's kind of out of nervousness because somebody gonna bring up quick little big head ass. Right. Somebody gonna bring it up.
I think Ashley don't like the fact that Winter isn't backing down. I think Ashley may be used to people who when she does that, you know what I'm saying, mean girl shit, they kind of like let her be the big boss. I think Winter isn't phased by her fucked up marriages. I think she is okay with defending all that shit. I think Ashley hates the fact that Winter isn't folding, even though she probably should, even though she could. I think that's the beef she. Because like, why have you always had beef with her since episode 1? Because
she said she was
kind of
bored.
fighting back. But like, how you bored by someone you don't even know? You know what I'm saying? Like,
she was just trying to be mean when she said that
right.
shit. Because if you was bored, I couldn't tell. You was all into it. How were you a therapist? Like, y'all was doing the fucking most. You didn't look bored to me when you and your little husband was sitting up there going in on old girl. Like,
I don't care for either one of
everything.
them, but what I thought, this is when I ultimately was like, well, damn, I don't feel no way, was whenever Winter started trying to pull trigger words and say to Ashley, so you're victim shaming? And I'm like, you're not a victim of the relationships. You just don't have discernment, okay? So that goes back to the expert thing. I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't understand that whole victim. She couldn't get you here, so she tried to get you over there with that. I mean, I was with Ashley on that whole thing anyway. Like, I'm sorry, you are in question when it comes to being an expert. I mean, and then you dated this whole man that you don't know. I mean, like, girl, you a whole mama. Let's be honest. Let's remove expert. You a mama. And you didn't even properly vet this man, didn't even meet this man, and decided you finna go and get married to this man and have this man around your kids. Like, it's not making sense, Miss Winter. So, but I kind of feel Necey on that. Like, girl, we could take or leave either one.
I like the fact that when she figured out who he was, she left. I think that's the only good thing. I'm happy she didn't find out and kept her kids around that shit, because some women find out men ain't shit and stay around. I feel like with her, when she found out shit wasn't right, she left. I think a lot of people are leaving off the fact that once she knew, okay, he been lying to me, this ain't true, you know, some bullshit, I'm out, divorce, leave me be, get out my face. So that's the thing where I feel like that's probably why she like, I can advise people on shit, because I've been through shit. Because we know women now who are still with them people who, you know what I'm saying, they don't know and they own some fuck shit or whatever, and they stay around because they need to. Like, I like it. It's like, you know, I have to leave. So I respect that part of it.
I'm gonna say this. I do feel like, you know, like I told y'all, there's some kind of secret crazy shit going on with Winter. But at the same time, she got scammed by that nigga. Like, I think that's how she feels. She feel like she got scammed because he presented himself in a certain way and then turned out to not be that way. And I almost feel like, even though y'all are all right about her not having a discernment, but when you look at the situation, he scammed his partners too. Yeah. And he had been friends with Monique and Chris for like years. For all of those years, and he played ball and all of those things. So I feel like there were things that would have made her probably be confused about that. But that's why it should have took longer. That's why you actually should have went over there with your mask on, saw where he lived, been a part of his life before you decide to marry someone. And you should have known that, considering the fact that you have children. But like Jay Lee said, you did wash your hands of it quickly. But it does feel like you may just be kind of going through life by the seat of your pants just for the experience of it. And that can be a little dangerous and perplexing and worrisome. But ultimately, I do feel like when she's calling herself a victim, and I'm not like, you scammed her. Like, he scammed her, but he also scammed business partners too. And it should have been harder to scam them. And it seemed as if everybody found out they was getting scammed at the same time. So I'm gonna give her a little bit of grace when it comes to that, because I feel like it wasn't like she just met him out of the blue. She also met him through other people who have money. Like,
unless her first marriage was for 15 years. Like, I think people act like the first one was it was a 15-year relationship that she was in. Had Kim saying, I'm like, it's not as if she's like always with somebody quick and it's fucked up or whatever. It's like she had two fucked up, like, in life, I think we all have had more than two fucked up situations. You know what I'm saying? So I think because this is a show that's like kind of combined with new friends and new shit, it's easy to kind of focus on those two things. So I hope they get it next season, and I hope next season is something, you know, else. Like, I don't want this to be next season.
Is there something about Winter's background that y'all know that I don't know? Because I feel like everybody jumped off the ledge to call her to basically make it seem like she was only with him in the first place for money, and she was trying to scam him out of some money, and she just got scammed first. And I just kind of don't understand where we got that from when somebody has children involved in the relationship. Why do you perceive that someone is trying to scam a man because they got into the relationship quickly? Like,
because
I
I
don't
think
understand.
it's easier for Ashley and probably even Arena to point the fingers at Winter's bullshit because they bullshit them out in public yet. So let's jump on that real quick because it takes it off us. Because as we see now, Quick and Abby has cheated before. How Raina and Jamie had, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all shit ain't clean at all. But y'all try to make her shit be the loudest, fire. No, bitch, your house on fire. Like, all our houses on fucking fire, honestly. You know what I'm saying? But I left my house with y'all and y'all. So I think it was easy for them to say, hey, people won't like it if they hear what she went through. They won't care about what we got going on. And we can be the happy couple who was cute with cute kids and, a DJ show. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. Somebody also called out, somebody in the comments said they asked if Winter and Kevin got married just so they could have sex. Because she mentioned on the Carlos King nightcap that they didn't even kiss until they got married. So that's probably part of the reason why they got married. So
yeah, she probably wanted them hellified Christians and all of that, because she was talking about being celibate.
Hellified Christian.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. Let's switch over to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. So Kiki decided to show up to Wanda's gathering or whatnot, has a conversation with Tisha. As she's talking to Tisha, she lets her know that she didn't say anything about the infidelity, but wants her to know that, like, girl, don't act like we didn't have a conversations about infidelity. And you think it's okay for Marceau to tell my business, but it's not okay for me to speak on yours. I hated to see Tisha cry because I was just like, girl, shut up with all this crying. Like, stop what you crying for. I don't want to see your tears. Okay. Then you got Marceau over there threatening Kiki to not say what it is that she was going to say, because she was like, I can remind y'all what happened. Because according to Kiki, they did have these conversations. So she's ready to spill all the beans. But of course, here goes Mr. Marceau. You better not say it. I love when Kiki's husband jumped in, though.
Do you think Kiki actually has something to spill, though?
I feel like she did. I do. Now, whether that was going to be good enough evidence for us to believe, I feel like she had some stuff she could have shared, for sure.
I think everybody does. I think the whole family knows shit. That's why they knew what she was about to say. She couldn't even get the fucking words out of her mouth before everybody at that table reached and touched her.
It felt like that. Yes, everybody said.
Wait.
Right. Everybody was pulling on her. That's another indicator that she must really have some stuff to say. And Marceau's reaction. You said what, Bondy?
The look on her face when he started saying that shit about, I'll burn this whole thing down, and she was like, I know you will. I know you will. Because to me, that's basically saying that's telling on yourself. If I say what I know, if I don't know anything, why would you burn shit down then? If I don't know anything, if there's nothing for me to say, why are you threatening to burn shit down? Come on, son. Come on.
He's saying, spill my tea, I'm going to spill yours.
Yes.
Which he already did, which is why she was about to spill his. You've already told my information. So now I'm going to get you back. Your wife saying we ain't had these conversations. We actually did. I wanted Kiki to give me something. Say something. Give us something. But I loved, and this is another thing for me that made me feel like she definitely had some things to say. When Kiki's husband checked Marceau, and then Marceau changed his entire tone with her husband and started like, family don't do that. I be here for y'all. Like, that right there to me was like, oh yeah.
Maliciously.
Yeah. To do this, that's what. And I'm like, ain't man come to her for this to happen? Like, Kiki did what she wanted to do because that's what she wanted to do. It's like one minute y'all saying it's Kiki's fault, then now y'all saying it's Mel's fault. So who fault?
Girl, it's always Mel fault. I don't know if y'all know that, but it seemed to me global warming, everything.
Not global warming.
They didn't know what else to say. They was just like, but man, what? Mel ain't even here. Another time.
Right.
Mel ain't even really been on a season like that. She is in every conversation, basically.
Innocent people don't act like Marceau act. at the end of the day. I think that's the biggest tell for me. I feel like, and women who believe their husbands don't entertain bullshit. Like, if I trust, you can't tell me shit about my man because I trust him. If you tell me something and I believe you, it's because I know that there's something to be believed. Because Tisha wants us to feel like she's secure, but you're not. Because when anyone comes with anything, you question or you allow your mom to question because you want the question answered, and your husband never answers you. So even the fact that at the end she asked something, like, I need you to always like give me a real answer. The fact that y'all had to have that conversation means you don't trust him to even be honest with you about real shit, even if it's a lie. You should be able to ask your husband if what you heard is true. As a one-on-one conversation with your husband, boyfriend, wife, girlfriend, y'all should be able to have that conversation. Tisha wants to say she believes shit, but she don't. And that be that bullshit that makes her look stupid. That be the bullshit that makes her look like she on some fuck shit. That's also why we know for a fact Marcel out here fucking other bitches because his wife acts like he is.
That's exactly what it is, girl. Because I feel like if you really didn't have no worries about him, if you felt like your husband, I have never dealt with infidelity for Marcel, like you said on season 1, and everybody was laughing and looking perplexed. I think it's because he has cheated. They do know, she knows, and she's lying about it. And it's aggravating the shit out of everybody and their homegirls because you're still asking him questions like you want answers. And so if you want answers, that means you don't trust him all on your lonesome, and it doesn't really have anything to do with Mel. And that's the point that Mel was trying to make. And everybody will keep acting like the worst thing Mel could have done was brought Kiki on here. To me, I feel like essentially it was Mel like, please bring your ignorant ass family on here and take up camera time so me and Martell can stop being the topic of conversation every damn episode. Y'all wanted them to stop talking about us. Please go on and take the Scott's business and run with it.
That's what it was.
But I'm going to tell you how the Scott's fucked up. At least when it came to Mel and Martell, the truth was eventually released. And then we could chop up on the truth. And that felt like satisfaction because so much had been, whirling around. We was waiting on Ariane. We finally found out who Ariane was, bitch. Then she came out with information. And then, we found out that she had a baby. And then, oh my God, So if things were happening and then we were finding out as they were happening. With the Scotts, it's just nothing is really happening. And you can know that something is going on behind the scenes, but nothing is actually taking place. And they're not allowing the truth to come out because Marceau is smarter than Martell when it comes to how to lie and how to conceal. And for a reality show, it has to come out in order for the crowd to get the satisfaction, in all honesty.
Yeah, I agree. Marcel don't want to be questioned or nothing. He even sat up there and told Tisha, what he told her, like, consider my character or something like that.
Don't ask me no disrespectful questions.
Right.
But then he brought up one of the dumbest questions that she asked to invalidate everything else that she would ever ask him. Because she has asked him things that sounded, yes, and to guilt her. She has asked him things that sound believable before, even Wanda. As far as this damn motel situation, that was a reasonable question. It ain't too many backs that you could just recognize. It's not. I knew who that was. You could tell from the ratio of the long back to the booty to the everything. You could tell that was him. So yeah, he's trying to invalidate her. It's really frustrating because Letitia is playing the same game as Marceau. She's playing herself in private rather than playing herself and admitting it to us, but we see it. So it's just like, come on, you could be on one accord with the viewers and you would not get bullied the way that people bully you about this show if you just came on board,
Why they leaving me in the comment section? I'm like, they talking about just a family.
What happened?
No, they saying they blame Mel for stuff in the comment section because they blame him for everything else. I'm like,
oh yeah, I saw somebody say the gas. They blame Mel on the gas.
I cannot.
They did that.
Shorty the tampons, Mel fault.
They did that to somebody else recently. I can't remember who it was, but that was a running thing.
No formula.
Oh, you talking about Queen Naja?
That's
Poor
who it
Kimmy.
was, Queen
That's what
Naja.
you talking about.
Yeah, they was blaming her for everything.
That's
Hilarious.
fucked up. Why y'all do that to people? Hilarious. Hilarious. Stupid mom not canceled. Mel's fault. Hilarious.
Kimmy decides that she was going to meet up with Destiny and Mel on 2 different occasions, hoping to get the ladies to get back on one accord. First of all, she calls out Destiny for saying the word sweetie to what's this lady name? Stormy. And Destiny actually felt like nothing was wrong with that. She say sweetie all the time. And I'm just like, that don't mean that she wants to be called that in that conversation. And you could say
Jamie.
it. Say what?
You gotta be specific, girl. She didn't just say, she said I called her sweetie before and she didn't have a problem with it then. You mean before y'all argued? Before you were about to hit her with a chip?
Right. It was the tone. That's why I'm like, you could say sweetie all the time, but in that moment, it was the tone in which you used that she didn't want to be called that at all. And then, of course, Kimmy asked her about the connection with she and Mel, and Destiny is saying that it's nothing else she could do because she doesn't have the problem with Melody. And I'm like, are you sure? Because even after the Galentine, you the one who chose to reach out to her. So obviously you feel like there is something else that you could do to try to get back on one accord with Mel. But I guess you feel as though whatever you're doing is not penetrating Mel to make her want to have that friendship back. So now you're at a place where you just kind of want to give up, like, well, fine, she ain't effing with me, I ain't effing with her either. I done did all I could do, whatever. But do y'all think Mel could have at least called her back the next day? When Mel told her, hey, let's pick this up the next day. Y'all don't think she should have called her back?
No, because and if she wanted to talk, she would have texted her. So
I mean, that's true. She did call her to begin with.
It wasn't
right. You called her to begin with.
It was Destiny's issue more than Mel. I think Mel was like, y'all don't have no real issue. Like I feel like with Destiny and Shorty, that Shorty thing was I'm giving you and you giving me. I think that, but she also was like, okay, it was me too, but I was giving you just giving me. Destiny really feel like it wasn't me, it was her. She did that. And because she did that, and I was like, no, like you have to admit that it was also you a little bit. And because she won't do that, she's more being defensive than just accepting, okay, maybe I didn't have to mock her accent. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like hold your part and let Shorty hold her part. And then that way y'all can both admit y'all parts and then kind of squash it. But I think they both kind of wasn't doing that. So like Mel, like it wasn't.
You think Stormy got the chance to?
No, I think once she said, "Don't call me sweetie," and Destiny left, to me that was Destiny showing she was immature. Because why leave? If you meant no disrespect, why leave? You left because she checked you about how you came at her, and you knew you couldn't defend your actions, so you left. You ran, and so Mel probably tried to hold her, to task on that, and then Destiny wanted to fuss about. No, I'm not gonna fuss. So when you want to stop fussing and you feel like we can talk, call me back.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna call you back. You call me back. And okay, she must be good. So I think Destiny still wants, to be friends with Mel. But Mel, like, I don't really need you. So I don't, have to.
Girl, I told y'all. Go ahead, Necey.
It was Kimmy for me. This scene, she irritated me 2 times this scene, and it hurt my heart because I usually love and agree with Kimmy, but this season ain't it. Season ain't it. And she had 2 strikes because Kimmy really didn't hold Destiny accountable the way that I thought she would. Whenever she asked her about the sweetie thing, she said, well, and I was like, okay, that's fair, good, as long as you being real. Then turned around and said she should have showed you a measurement of grace. She did, because she calmly told you, please don't call me sweetie. So I'm like, Kimmy, why are you playing the fence? And I know we're going to talk about it later, but then Kimmy took her facilitating ass down to Mel and start asking questions about Mel, about a village, like she can't step up and be the village. And I'm like, Kimmy, this is not a look for you. Like, she can definitely facilitate their friendship and be friends with both of them without saying stuff that she know don't make sense. It's kind of giving Mel and Kimmy are cool, but I still think Kimmy feels a way about Mel because of her relation to the Scotts. And I don't mean she blames Mel for anything. I think she wants to tread lightly with Mel because she knows that Martell could expose something. So I think she just don't fool with them because of things that they've done to protect herself. So I don't understand why she was talking to Mel about that either. And I'm really annoyed by Kimmy.
I feel like sometimes Kimmy treads lightly with the Mel or whatever the case is because of the access Mel may have to other people that are in maybe higher positions sometimes. Like when I think about season 1 I was watching, like Kimmy kind of took shots at Mel then. So I mean, I ain't saying she don't like Mel, but I think she doesn't get as fly as she probably did in season 1 when it comes to Mel because of the access and the influence that Mel may have.
She's smart.
Yeah, her role on the show, it has longevity.
It does.
You talking about? Oh, y'all talking about Mel?
No, we're talking about
Kimmy.
Kimmy,
because
okay.
Kimmy plays herself.
Yeah, and she's playing her cards right. It doesn't behoove you to make Mel an enemy for more than one reason. First of all, she never did shit to you, and Kimmy's fair, so she's not gonna do that. But this is my thing with Kimmy. Kimmy is doing the thing that I feel like the men have been doing with Martell, which is making the villain a victim. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she is doing that in damn near every instance now, and that's what's annoying. Like, for instance, Destiny is not a victim, especially not in that situation with Stormy. She was the aggressor. Y'all had to calm her the fuck down. Stormy was sitting in her chair. So when you make her out to be a victim that deserved more grace than she did, and then you go to Mel after everything that's happened and act like Mel should be more open to being her village and feeling sorry for her after Mel was already doing that. And now Destiny has come out and said that, you know, Mel is the lowest of the low because she said that she helped you financially after you the one that put the shit out there, if I recall. You the one that told us the dollar amount and all of that other shit. Like, I feel like Destiny said it in the interview and Mel confirmed it or some shit like that. And then it was brought up later on. I could be wrong, but that's how I remember it happening. But either way, if somebody gave you money out the kindness of their heart at the moment and never expected for anything in return, to me, that means they're a good friend. If you say somebody not a good friend thereafter and they like, but bitch, how I wasn't a good friend when I was sending you thousands of dollars to help you in your life? Can you tell me? Like, everybody act like that's fucked up. And I feel like, no, that's common sense. That's, bitch, stop being stupid and saying I'm a bad friend because you don't want to take responsibility for the fact that you've been doing too much. Okay? You've been doing entirely too much, going back and forth between me and Martell and all of this shit. And then this season, come on, y'all. The reunion show was the coin toss. I think Mel was just backing away from everybody in general. Destiny did what Tisha did on the first season, which is got butt hurt that Mel wasn't as accessible anymore. And she decided to start like nagging at Mel. Oh, I need my village and da da da. Mel is like, bitch, I got 4-5 kids and a crazy nigga. Like, I don't have time for all this. You know, I'm doing the best I can and you still want more from me. And then on top of that, you are likening yourself to Martell. Y'all, when we interviewed her, it was like we could not get her to see that Martell and LeBaric were the same type of person. And I guess we couldn't get you to see that because you and Martell are the same type of person. And that's what's coming through to me.
Well, thank you, Doctor of Love, for the super chat. I love y'all because y'all tell the truth. So thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Now, real quick, before we leave Love and Marriage Huntsville, there has been so much going on with mug shots and things being dropped out of the sky. I believe Miss Kiki was exposed. Marceau was exposed again because I feel like his mug shot dropped like last year. So he was re-exposed. And then Tisha was exposed. Girl, Tisha was exposed, baby. I mean, it was just, girl, I didn't even know Tisha had it in her. According to, what the people are trying to put out there about her, I was a bit shocked. We're not displaying any mug shots over here. We're just merely talking about what's been happening out in the streets. But yeah, so everybody pretty much got mug shots. The show was getting very messy outside of the show. But you thought the show was messy? No, it's the outside of the show that's a hella messy. But recently, Tisha took to social media because she has this thing where she wants people to know to stop fucking with her. Okay. It seems like shortly after her mugshot was released, Tisha took to her page to post up this young lady here. This young lady reached out to her, and I guess she was hoping to get some type of payment or something if Tisha gave a statement. I'm piecing this together, not sure the reasoning that we got to see a Cash App and her profile picture, but the message says that the young lady sent to Tisha, allegedly, it says, "Hi there. Would you like to make a public comment in regards to your arrest record being released online? We'd love to chat with you about it and get a direct quote." Not you trying to get a direct quote from this woman. So Tisha says, "I received this message from this young lady on my personal cell. I understand that you enjoy the show and thanks for watching, but I think this is when fans turn to fanatics. In regards to anything I have ever experienced in my past, I suggest that you do your research and make sure you have the correct information and report 100% facts." Okay, she says, your attempt to slander and embarrass me will last about 48 hours. I would hate for this to affect you, all caps, financially for a much longer time frame. Hashtag stop fucking with me. Hashtag enjoy the show. Hashtag Letitia Scott. Oh, Miss Tisha had to come to the front and let people know a few things. She wants y'all to stop messing with her. I want to hear you all's thoughts. I know for myself, I was a bit shocked that Tisha even took that approach, because I don't think Tisha really addressed a lot of stuff on social media in general. So for her to air out this lady, the message, her contact information that I had to blur out, and then put that caption and told y'all to stop effing with her. And then she put it again in her story telling y'all to stop effing with her. Listen, Tisha sound like what Carrie Hilson said, every woman has a breaking point, y'all. It's just not a breaking point with Marceau. It's a breaking point with these fans. What are you all's thoughts?
I think she did the right thing by posting this girl's information. But low-key, I was wondering, I saw a couple people say, who wrote this for her, is what I was wondering. I'm not saying that she's illiterate. I'm just saying this is just very this gather was just so simple, so clean, straight to the point, like, ooh, okay. And I've never seen her that way on the show. The gather seemed to be very confident, and you know the laws, and I've never seen her really be confident like that on the show. So that's why I was like, who wrote this? But yeah, y'all know we had to say it. If only she kept that same energy with Marceau. We have to say it. We have to say it. But yeah, I'm not mad at her response at all.
I personally feel like she didn't have to dox her, because it's questionable whether the girl was trying to extort money from her. Some people feel like she was just trying to identify the girl or some shit like that. I don't know.
I thought she cropped out a money request. You know how you can request money?
Yeah, but why would you crop it out? If you was trying to prove she was trying to get money from you, would you crop the money? Would you crop the request out? That sounds like some shit Marceau would tell you to do.
It wasn't a request, but it looks like, because I blocked out the number, right? So what it looks like here. And I'm gonna send it to the group too. But what she did was the girl text her from a number. This is how it's looking to me. The girl text her from a random number. And Tisha did what a lot of people do, which is kind of smart. You take that number and you put it into Cash App to see if a name or something will come up. So that's what ended up happening. This particular name came up that is attached to that phone number, and she decided to air her out. How this young lady got her number, I'm not sure. But that's what I'm about to send it to y'all.
But either way, I feel like the girl was probably doing online reporting. Like that's basically what people be trying to do when they're trying to get their channels popping. They'll directly contact you. I understand if you didn't want to be hit up on your phone and just block the number. But doxing a girl, I don't know if I feel like that was exactly necessary, because all she did was ask for a fucking quote on the arrest record. And that's public record. So if you got arrested, Tisha, if that's you, because we don't know, because we ain't see no mugshot, but if that's you, how we think it may be, then girl, like you can't get mad at somebody for pulling up a public record about you. However, I do feel like people doing too much. I feel like people doing too much. I don't know why y'all went and pulled out her arrest records. I guess because somebody pulled out Kiki, so it was like, well, we pulling out Kiki's and let's pull out this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But ultimately, I don't think it was necessary to put out the girl information when you have millions of people that see your show, thousands of people that probably follow you and then will go and bully and do whatever to that lady on your behalf just because she asked you for a quote. I feel like that's a bit much. And I feel like this is another one of those times where you should probably take your frustrations out on the person that you're really mad at, which is the nigga you can't get a straight answer from.
Oh, hell.
So, maybe keep your responses down, because 48 hours, I feel like ain't nobody took nothing down. Black Titanic still got all this information up on their YouTube. People is reposting the shit, and it's been 48 hours. So where's the cease and desist at for everybody? I mean, I ain't posted on my channel, so don't call me. But where's the cease and desist for the people who did?
Lord.
Did
I
y'all?
feel like
Oh,
I feel
go
like
ahead,
it's
Jalen.
weird that people. Well, it's like Tisha's on a show. You should want people to contact you to ask you before they post something to see if it's true or not. Like with Stormy, when the thing came out for Stormy saying that she commented on Wanda's blog, because I knew there was a whole bunch of bullshit going on Facebook. I'm like, is this you? Because I didn't want to post shit. You know what I'm saying? If it was some bullshit, because I did that before with the Chris Rock apology or statement that someone faked and put it out, and people thought it was him and it wasn't. So it's like, if you are an actual quote unquote celebrity, you should be understanding if someone contacts you and say, hey, before I post something, before I say something, is this true? Yes or no? The proper response is contact my attorney, contact my agent, contact my whoever else. But for you to Google old girl number and put up this and that and this, to me means you being more petty than she is. I think there is two different kinds of bloggers. There are bloggers who will post anything for any reason for attention, whether it's true or false. We don't do that here. If you notice, we rarely ever post shit that we don't know for a fact has either been verified through bigger sources, i.e. a TMZ or whoever, or it came from directly from that person's mouth or that person's page. So before you try to air somebody out, if they're a credible blogger who's trying to ask you, hey, before I air your ass out, is it true? Just calm the fuck down. Tisha operates from place of, I did that shit, I don't want nobody to know. So kiss my ass because you found me out and now I'm mad. I feel like if you didn't do shit, why air someone out who just asked you, hey, is it true? Why Google her a phone number? Because how do you know that she didn't use someone's phone and now you can air someone out who had nothing at all to do with who contacted you? People get them fake phones, them Google or whatever. It can be anything. You didn't put someone's picture online who might not even be who called you. So I feel like Tisha, Marcel, Wanda, all this messy shit, y'all all seem guilty. But y'all don't want anyone to know that it's y'all, but it's like this pay.
It's not Mel. I don't know why y'all think it's Mel. People keep, Mel must be, Mel ain't got nothing to do with that. That's them people.
I was like, Mel, what? Oh, they blaming Mel for this too.
They think that Mel put Tisha's arrest record out, and I'm like, no, for what? Like, if she wanted to do that, she could have done that years ago. Seeing as though the arrest record was from years ago, and she knows shit about Tisha because they the ones that had to help Tisha and them get their money up and help them get into real estate when their asses was out here doing whatever they was doing when they were doing it. Okay. Because they say that themselves, that the Holts gave them money, they went into business together and all of that shit. So before that happened, what was going on in y'all life? In y'all lives for, a lot of these things allegedly to be what they looking like. But I don't think Mel had anything to do with this. Like, for what? It almost seemed like the girl don't even want to be bothered.
Like, we know it ain't Mel because Mel with his pay. The black Titanic lady is saying, I don't want to pay to get the photo mugshot. Mel,
if it was Mel would have paid for it. Mel would have paid for it.
If I found I may pay for it myself because I ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not who. Why would Mel pay an older black woman who's sitting somewhere at home in her house to air out.
She's not
Tisha
even at
Wanda.
home right now. Last time I checked, she looked like she was on vacation again.
Yeah, man, busy and booked and glowing
Y'all
and
know
happy
whenever
and flourishing.
y'all know, like in the 2010s, early 2000s, when people would be famous, it was somebody, and maybe not even people, but I heard this a few times. They will fall out with family members for going to the blogs. Why I feel like if this was back then, Wanda would have been that person, and Wanda trying to extort
Wanda
some
is
money
that person.
from Marceau. This might
she
be Wanda
talking to all of the
trying to
girls. You see,
extort
she
money.
talks to those YouTubers. Like
Yes.
she's the one that hops on fucking FaceTime with
On live.
what's our girl who always in all our lives?
Marcella.
Not Marcella. Her too.
Prosperity or no?
Prosperity. Thank you. Prosperity. Thick girl.
Mhm.
She been on the phone with her for hours. Wanda likes the attention. Wanda gonna get her ass up here and talk all of this shit, and Wanda gonna let shit slip out. And I think because they're so reckless, and because Marceau thinks he's untouchable, I really do think it's probably people that know them. I think everybody thinks it's the internet, but it probably is people that know them, that live in Huntsville, that that leak out information and give it to a blogger so it won't come back to them. Okay. But like it's probably like y'all think it's people out here, and it's like no, it's their people. In-house. You could tell because they're in-house fighting in front of us.
I believe that, Bondy, because a lot of times when you come from a small city, a lot of people be haters, right? So because of that, you on this big time show when just not too long ago you wasn't nesting, or you had a mugshot, or I remember you when you was down, seeing how they're coming up, they probably used the opportunity to put them out there like that, feeling like that's going to change, how some people view them. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is somebody that they may know
and not only
locally.
That, how quick Wanda has been jumping on lives to respond to what come out. Like usually celebrities don't even hear about it for a couple of days. Like it'd be like, okay, something on YouTube coming on Tuesday, about like maybe Friday, Saturday. What happened? Okay, no, but it'd be like it happened on Tuesday morning, Tuesday evening. I'm like, how the fuck she on live? And the shit just came out at 12:45. It's that's why I'm like,
the beat in a new wig, okay? A beat in a new wig we have not seen before. Like she went down to the store real quick and had somebody do the makeup at the mall and had them apply a quick little wig so she can go down to the computer and get on live and get the folks together, because y'all know she sure enough think that she didn't say something. You know what I'm saying? She always think she didn't say something. I can't stand ignorant ass people that think they said something and they ain't say shit.
And always they said Funky is in Huntsville right now, which is weird. Because who else to go to Huntsville?
No, he's going to Huntsville. No, he's going to Huntsville to talk to her.
Yeah, so he in
so that's why I'm like, ain't nobody out there
to talk
to Wanda.
Yeah, he said hopefully he and Wanda can get it together. And
I'm sure like, they will.
What else is there to say at this point? What is why I don't want to hear another fucking interview from Wanda. Like I don't care. I don't understand a lot of the shit that she says. And when I mean I don't understand, I mean the words don't equal sentences when you put them together. I don't know what order the words is in. I'm sorry. I don't care anymore about what Wanda has to fucking say, because I don't understand it anyway. Fuck. But yeah, go talk to Tisha. Like, go talk to somebody else. I'm tired of Wanda interviews everybody.
And she ain't even on main cast.
No, you ain't even in the credits.
Because she messy. And people love the mess.
Yeah, funny.
That's why she stopped Kiki. Like, damn, Wanda, ain't she been trying to find out just as bad as us if Marcel is cheating or not? Now you want to stop it?
Did y'all
she need that money for that truck.
Y'all hear live with Marcella where she was commenting on how it was Martell who alluded to the baby not being his, and how did they know that her exact words, and I'm not Wanda's exact words on the live with Marcella was, how do y'all not know that when I said find the baby daddy, I didn't mean the time she had an abortion?
Sweetheart.
So that's a shit.
If there's no baby, there's no baby daddy. I don't know if you know.
But that's what I mean. Why be saying fucked up shit for shock value?
Yeah.
Because then folks want to repeat what she said, and so that's what Wanda do. So people like Wanda because you never know what she's gonna say. And what happens is that shit gonna activate Mel and activate Martell, which is gonna activate storyline. And I think Wanda, to me, I compare Wanda to Marlo. I'm gonna activate the main star to do some shit to get the storyline popping off. And I think Wanda now know I can say shit to activate people. I'm either gonna activate Mel and Martell.
Take a bone and get the hell on.
Right.
That's what she means.
She activating folks. And I think Mel is not realizing, let me be in my peace, my zen, and not even address the bullshit of it all. Because
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's a comment that's. Are you talking, Janelle Carter? Are you talking to me?
Oh Lord.
No, you don't have to black off. I'm good. I'm just asking.
I thought she was talking to Wanda.
Oh, okay. Articulate don't always give intelligent. Vice versa. You could learn a bit if you try to understand. I didn't know if that was meant for me. Maybe I'm being hypersensitive.
It doesn't always give intelligent.
To me, it sounds like you're saying just because I can articulate, that doesn't mean I'm intelligent. Just because she cannot articulate, it doesn't mean that she's stupid. And that if I tried to understand her, I would learn a bit. Is that what you're saying? Is that?
I can see that.
Okay, because I could be wrong.
Nah, I can see that.
Okay.
Okay. It was just funny to me that it was on a first name basis. You said Janelle. I started looking around the room.
Who's that?
I had to call the name out. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, she's on my Wanda. Okay, I didn't know because when I read it, I was like, "What is that shade to me? Like, are we really gonna sit up here and act like we understand anything that Wanda be saying?" And she be indignant about it. Like she be indignant about her not saying nothing. Child. Like, no. I didn't say anything. I'm good. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. All right. Anything else on love and marriage before we move over? Awesome. Okay. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Real quick, Mommy Nation photo shoot. Drew was uninvited. Kenya was invited in her place. We got Kenya and Candy there. I do kind of think that Sonya invited them because of their followers, just a little bit. That's just
smart.
What I was thinking. But it probably had a little validity to why she didn't invite Drew, because they probably would have got into it at her photo shoot, and she didn't want that to happen. So I mean, it is what it is.
Nobody there though.
I mean, that's true.
That's what I was about to say.
That's true, girl. You're right.
Why not argue with them? Like, why would you want to argue around food and knives and forks and lemon spice? Okay, and spice the blind bitches. Like, why not argue when it's a space, it's air, ain't nobody there? That's the space to have a conversation. Cause ain't no weapons, around or nobody to see the bullshit go down. Sonya was, in my opinion, was full of shit. So you didn't invite her to one event, but then invite her to the other one. Like, what's the difference? Like, I
understood the difference.
What did you think the difference was?
I felt like the photo shoot was business, and that was going to be on her website. And if I'm not fooling with you right now, I don't want you in the long-term pictures on my website. Like, I don't want you in the ad. I don't want you to wear my t-shirt and shit. If I don't know if we're going to be cool after that, I don't want you there. And also, if it's a possibility that, they could get into it, you may not want it to be in that space, versus when they was around the family and all that. First of all, Sonya can have some backup. First of all, her mom and them backup.
Right.
Second of all, it was a more relaxed setting. And I think with all of the other women there, she viewed it as a big dinner scene. That's how she viewed it. Because Sonya watches the shows, and Sonya, Sonya's doing the thing that we kind of don't like that they do. When we can tell they're a fan and we can tell they recognize a formula, which is why you want to befriend Candy and Kenya, not just because of the followers, because they're the OGs, they're the most cemented, they're the fan favorites in either respect, whether you like, Kenya or Candy. Most people are on either the same or opposite sides of that spectrum, so that covers everybody basically. So I just kind of feel like she was being very strategic, and I feel like it's gonna work against her in a way because she's moving too quickly. She needs to let it happen organically and just have these things in your mind. That's why we kind of upset with her about Drew, because even though we all know that Drew is annoying as shit and she lied, she would have given you an opportunity to be mad at her in a genuine way if you would have just waited a little longer. But it was like she just wanted to rush to her, making herself a part of Candy and Kenya as a clique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the difference is if Drew would have came to her photo shoot and none of the other housewives were around, she couldn't have acted like the bullshit she was saying was true. I think she would have felt pressure to make up with Drew if it was a one-on-one setting rather than trying to keep up this front that she was doing in front of the girls. It's real fake. And I'm already not looking forward to next week with her talking about these 4 damn medals because I'm glad she got the damn medals. But let's be real. You on the same footing as all these other women on the show and you know it. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be trying to suck up to Candy and Kenya, even though they don't have 4 medals. So Sonya's not my fave. She's actually my least fave out of everybody on the show. Well, yeah, she's my least favorite, I would have to say. We're going to talk about Sheree and Marlo, but yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to get to Sheree and Marlo because I wanted to know how y'all felt about the Fendi. I felt the way about that. You did all of this grand stuff, invited this woman over to your house. But when it came to Fendi, you gonna tell these folks she gonna get them their credit card. I mean, I feel like it's not bad if she knew ahead of time, but if she didn't know, I would have felt the way about that.
Shopping spree and make them like she already got stood up by that man. Like, why make her get stood up, get dressed up, come over there, and then got buy her own shit? Like she already alone in the world. Like at least buy her little shoe, little purse, little necklace or whatever. It was weird. The whole thing to me was weird because it's like, was it really for Sheree or was it to shit on other people who wasn't there for Sheree? I feel like at the end of the day, it became more about who wasn't there for Sheree and not really helping Sheree. I think to say it's going to only be the single girls. Why? Can a married woman or someone not help support Sheree and then for Sheree to be pissed that Candy didn't help? Well, fuck, I wasn't invited to goddamn support Sheree event. So if I wasn't worthy enough to come to the support Sheree event, why should I reach out to her separately? Because as y'all said, it's for the single women. So I think, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So again, I think it was more about let's show how Marlo can be there for Sheree and let's say how so-and-so wasn't there for Sheree. It's bullshit. It's spoken.
It is bullshit. Marlo isn't sincere at all. Like, honestly, I know that it looks sincere, but when she sat up there, she was like, "Girl, look at you on Google looking sad. I can Google this right now."
That was so
Meaning she's been Googling. She already Googled
That
it.
was so fucked up.
I was like, it seemed like you're trying to be nice, but really it seemed like you look keep rubbing it in.
Yes.
I bet the link was purple because she had been Googling and laughing at her ass.
Bro, like, look how stupid ass. Like, look how stupid ass. She probably had that shit in her recents and everything. All she had to do was click on Chrome and open that shit.
Definitely.
And I also want to say to old girl in the comments, your mama. So moving on from there, I feel like Marlo and Sheree are kind of doing that. Let's join forces and try to take down the main character so that we can blow up. Like, I feel like that's what they're doing.
Do they know it ain't gonna work though?
I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work because honestly, Sheree isn't that interesting. Y'all, we watched Sheree walk around her house and eat Lay's potato chips this past episode.
This is the most interesting thing we didn't see.
When she described how thick the chip was, I'm like, if you describe the thickness of a chip, bitch, like we don't eat chips too. It's the perfect. I was like,
she made me want some chips, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh God! I went looking for them oats today and could not find them.
I was like, damn, I want some baked Lay's now, some salt and vinegar baked Lay's.
Let me grab.
She was like, thick cut to die. I was like, wait a minute, like
I had to get the blue pack. They didn't have a yellow one. I literally went like, girl, let me see about these.
Well, y'all know I keep
they good.
I keep the little baby rat snacks on deck in my house.
I might have to try the rat snacks. I've never had them before.
Chips inside the Ziploc bag, because that had me think. Do black people? I've only seen black people do that. When you don't have the clips, you put it in the Ziploc bag.
Yes,
do white people? Yeah, no, I know that, but I mean, it just hit me. Are we the only ones that do this?
Is that a black people thing, like saving bags?
Right. Is that a black people thing to put the chips in the Ziploc bag?
Like, what are they gonna do if they don't have what they gonna do if they don't have the clips? What if a clip break? What they just gonna be like, fuck it?
Right. I have to keep Ziplocs. I like a requirement.
Because you need, it's storage bags.
Right. Wow.
She said, "Why you?"
I don't know. I was
That's
just
funny.
wondering. I've never seen white people do that.
I don't be looking at white people. I don't know.
Okay.
Give me one of white people.
All right, y'all. So let's talk about this. Y'all good on Marlo in that section when
Yeah, we're good
Sheree
on
talked
that
about.
section.
Okay. Hopeless romantic, looking at food, crying. Anyway, so cooking with Sonya. Y'all know she invited Drew, uninvited Drew, turned around, invited her to this particular thing, and Drew declined. And I wasn't mad at her for declining because it's like, girl, if you didn't want me there, why you want me here now? Like, girl, F you. So when they
Right.
get there, right, Sheree didn't like the fact that Kenya didn't show up, but she showed up to this Sonya's event and she coughing all over the place. Then the next thing was when it came down to Marlo trying to tell the business about Tyrone. Why everybody be so eager to tell folks about your breakup? But anyway, so Kenya did that, which I felt like she shouldn't have done. But even with that, Candy knew about it and didn't say that she didn't reach out. I do feel like Candy, girl, you could have at least just hit her up. But I do understand Candy probably like, girl, am I supposed to know this? And like, I don't even know real quick. Like, I don't really like how I'm supposed to move with this.
Right.
The next thing you know, Marlo always trying to get into it with somebody. She came at Sonya because she wasn't invited. And see, that's the thing. Marlo feels like because she's gotten a peach, she's supposed to be like the it girl or something. So she's supposed to be a part of everybody, like up there with everybody else because she's been on the show as long, even though she hasn't been a peach holder. So she kind of came at Sonya like the audacity of you to not ask me. And I'm the one that's the fashionista. They ain't even got fashions like that. And you didn't ask me. So I didn't like that, but I do feel like she kind of had a little point when she was like, girl, you really had them there because of their following. But she didn't have to go outside and drag Candy. And I just felt like Candy and Kenya, I felt like, okay, Marlo, we get it. We didn't like the buzzing situation, buzzing of the cooties, whatever. But at the same time, you the one that's doing more talking about sex than Candy is doing talking about it. Like you keep bringing up what's going on with her. And I'm like, that's not cool. And then you got Sheree up there co-signing. But you want people to show up for you and support you, but you co-signing the bullshit.
Right.
This is
That's
She also was
crazy.
bringing up old
She wasn't
penises
even-
and shit too. She said,
Yeah,
remember when she was
bringing up
talking
old
to Kenya?
shit, not new shit. Like Candy ain't currently fucking in these streets. Candy may have been, you know, when she was young and single or whatever. Because they look all hoes, anyone who's over 40, whatever, has a pass. And I think Marlo, who was always fucked for a buck, should never ever speak on another woman who, when she was single, was out here mingling. And to currently come at Candy because you upset because she didn't come help Sheree, I'm like, why does it even fucking matter? Marlo is a goddamn whore of Babylon compared to Candy.
Babylon.
Oh, Babylon.
You said
okay.
Marlo is a whore in Babylon.
Yes,
Oh, goodness.
because Marlo was actually having sex for money. Candy wasn't. Candy was dating and out here just, you know what I'm saying, having fun in these streets. I don't see anything wrong with that. But for Marlo to make it seem as if Candy ain't shit, she fucking blow her pay grade, and how even called Kenya a whore. And I like how Claudia Jordan said, I've never heard Kenya's name like that in these streets ever. Like she's dating a few folks, but we've never heard about Kenya. So I'm like, Marlo was out here trying to slut shame because she has nothing else to speak, because you can't go to Kenya or Candy about anything. So Marlo going for low hanging fake ass fruit for dicks and fucking, and it's aggravating because she's too old for that.
Honestly,
too old for that.
I'm gonna tell you what I didn't catch the first time until I watched. I think it was your review. I can't remember, somebody's review, and they pointed out what she said about Candy's mothering.
Right. That was it for me.
Yeah, you said that. You talking about the money mommy, like she not there for her child or something like that. She not there for her kids. Even though we saw, you know, I mean, I feel like we all know Candy works, but I feel like you can tell Candy's there for her children. Like she was a single mother and was working and all of that. And now she got a husband to help. You really think she not, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just kind of feel like essentially to even put that out there like that is so fucked up. And I feel like Marlo is hitting below the belt and feeling like they can recover. But after Candy did the broke up read, it's over. She gonna be Mama Joyce to you. It's over. Because I feel like she did way too much for Marlo to get up there and talk about her the way she did, like her mothering bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that was a lot.
She even gave to your nephews. Like, come on.
When Candy and Ty was on an interview on the red carpet for the whatever show that was at, he did. But when Ty didn't say shit, but then he said like, "I'm okay about me." when y'all speak on her as if she had, because Candy is the only housewife who has never left since she started. Like, she's been on longer than Mimi. Honestly, she has. So it's like, even if people don't feel like she has brought that much, if you don't see what Candy has helped also build, it's crazy. Because when Ty said, yeah, it may be the house that Mimi built, but Candy, helped it, stay afloat despite despite Mimi being here. Like, it's still going on now with Candy, as one of the head, her and Kenya, who are like the spearheads. So I feel like Marlo and Sheree trying to, for some reason, take down Candy and Kenya is asinine, because neither one of y'all have the credentials. Sheree, you may be an OG, but you was an OG who got fired 3-4 times.
Barely.
You still now, you don't have any storyline now. And Marlo, you only had to peach one time. That's dumb. And I feel like even with the fact that I don't think Candy will forgive Marlo, because Marlo was repeating the same shit. So it's not like she said, you can say something one time because you mad, I'm mad, but you know what I'm saying? But you keep saying shit. So that's how you feel. And I can rock that. So I think Candy and Todd should both leave the show and see how Marlo and Sheree can handle the house. They can't.
I told y'all they shouldn't have brought Sheree boring ass back. Just how y'all always screaming about bring Phaedra back. I'm like, why? So she can lie to us and bore the fuck out of us too. She ain't gonna be doing nothing but eating chips and walking around in thongs and shit. Like she didn't have shit going on at the Apollo, and everybody like, bring her back. Why? So be bored again? No.
It was just a read about the sperm donor eating a medium-sized pizza. I think that solidified her spot for whenever.
Yeah,
I think that's why.
Thank you so much, Little Sally Walker, for the super chat. Sonia and her 4 medals is giving Wendy and her 4 degrees.
It is.
Thank you so much.
You know how she's fake for that though, y'all? Because she has 5 medals. The fact that Sonia does not want to acknowledge her bronze win.
No, she says 4-time Olympic gold.
But she won't even acknowledge that other one because it's not gold. Like if you
if you got 4 gold, why even mention the bronze?
Because it's still a medal. It's the Olympics.
Yeah, I guess.
I think because most folks like would wish to have one, the gold, silver, or bronze. So like I'm not even gonna discuss the bronze one at one time. Well then, bitch, we'll give it to the person who was 4th. If you don't want 3rd place, okay, give it to 4th. Give it to me, and my 4th place, I'll take it. So it's like, and I also feel like your 4 gold medals don't mean shit on Housewives, because it ain't a race. Like you a newbie, you a 1 season person. So like I feel like, don't use it as a reason to, because if that's the case, get your own show. Now, currently, you had a 1 season on WeTV years ago. Okay, 4 gold medals, get your own show about you, your husband, your mom, your daddy, your sister, and the husband and the kids. But don't come on here as if anyone has to respect you more because of what you've done. You're on, like, it's an ensemble cast. It ain't about you or about any one person. But I'm like, come on now. It's just, they crazy on that damn show. But it's a good season.
You muted, Jamie.
Oh, sorry, guys. Hi, I'm back. That pretty much wraps up the conversation on TV Talk, and it actually wraps us up for the night. We thank you guys so much for joining us. Please be sure to follow us on your social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram. You can follow Ladies First at Ladies First. You can follow Bondy at Bondy Blue, Jay Lee at Jay Lee's Corner, Jamie at Jami ThatsMe, and Necey at Necey Dixon. Okay, if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and send us an email at OohLadiesFirstPanel at gmail.com. That is all that we have for you guys tonight. Thank you all so much for joining, and we are actually going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.